What do I want?
God's trained of mine is there was also young Pharaoh to sign up. Was like, you know, let me cut this down. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. Hope all of you guys had a wonderful day. Let me put that up there. Now this is where we all first seen Nature Nut. Let's go.
How did you get? Tell us about that. What was you involved in? If you don't mind talking about it.
We know that criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree is possession of a firearm with criminal intent to do bodily harm. First of all, how could I possess a fully loaded firearm if it was disassembled, let alone you didn't find it on my person? And then, third of all, it wasn't loaded, it was disassembled. Fourth of all, I had no DNA or no fingerprints on it. Fifth of all, I didn't get no 911 call. You didn't have no reason to even be fucking with me anyway. So how do you find me guilty of something that should at the most been an inoperable weapon? So you found me guilty of something that should have been, if not an A misdemeanor, a B misdemeanor, 60 days. You took 3.5 fucking years from me for that. Fuck you. These motherfuckers broke my arm in there. Oh, we got it popping though. But they broke my arm in there and put me in a box and gave me a fucking net bag. I had to tie my arm with the net bag, but I'm a Buddhist monk, so I meditate, heal, I'm back, bone marrow right back. I was told by, I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was told by a family member one time I was being told about God. Mystery God, your imaginary friend that you talk to when you're down. Him. I was being informed about who he is supposed to allegedly be. And I remember me being a child, I was 11 at this time. I would never forget. This was made me say, if y'all want to know, Pharaoh, when did you forsake the idea of God? This is when it happened right here. And please don't try to say, oh, you had a bad experience with God and that's what turned you up. No. I was just a kid and I knew the truth because I was closer to the source, because I was still, my soul wasn't tainted by this world. So my common sense was fully vibrating. So with that being said, I was being told about God is this, God is that, and he does all this magical shit. So I said, well, auntie, if God is real, who is God, mommy, and daddy? Because as a child, I know you have to have parents to be here. Do you know that? And I said, who is God's mommy and daddy, and who is God's God if God is real? And I was popped in the mouth. I was popped in the mouth as a child. You feel me? And I was told my answer to that question as a child was, don't you ever question God. Lip all swell, I'm popped the shit out of. So I felt like, God damn, whoever God is, I can't ask about the
atmosphere, environment. Now, you're not dark-skinned for no reason. The reason why we're dark-skinned is because our natural environment is a very hot tropical place. And our skin is dark to protect us from the UV light in our natural environment. So when you take anything out of its natural environment, what you're doing is what you'll see in the effect of that, like Dr. Sebi said, when you brought us here, did you bring our food? But forget importing our food, because we know when you import our food, it's going to lose energy on the way here. Everything we get loses energy by the time we get here off them boats. They import all this stuff here, but nobody never say, go home. How about we go home and eat our food from the ground where it's most live? We know if I asked you right now, where do you get where does thinking come from? How do you get thoughts? We know through science that you get thoughts through oxygen, through eating. We know that you get most of your thoughts. If I ask you, okay, we know we think, but how do we get our thoughts? We get it from the trees, oxygen. So our brain, through the red blood cells, sends information through the nervous system, correct? The nervous system starts where? In the spine and the brain. That's the center of everything. But in the middle of the what we call the third eye, that's where we get. That's the center of the nervous system. So we know, just like Avatar. This is why I stopped cutting my hair. That your hair is an extension of your nervous system, and that your hair can connect to the trees to get information straight from the trees. Okay, so we must go back to nature, but not just any nature. And I want to say this: there's a lot of catastrophes that's coming to us as the humanity. There's a lot of catastrophes. The earth is a lot like your body. The more you abuse it, then something's gonna happen. There's a catastrophes happening all over the planet. They're keeping us distracted with this bull. Can I curse? Yes, the earth is indeed the body. So what they distracting us with this bullshit. All this hibbla hobbla, all that bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you and be all the way organic, like the food that I eat. There's a lot of catastrophe coming to us. In the next 5 years, you're gonna see tsunamis, hurricanes, earthquakes, all kind of stuff about to start happening. And so what I'm here to do is give a message that was born inside of me and my information to the family. And that is to go back to Africa. Africa from the day one is the only piece of land that has never been broken, scratched. There has been stuff happen in Africa, but it's the only.
Said go back to Africa. I thought you said go with palm trees and hey, Black Beauty. Now he's saying go back to Africa. Hey, Kiara, look how quick he changed up. Go back to Africa. Why don't you say go to all these Spanish islands? Because these Spanish islands are our natural habitat. Now you're saying go back to Africa. Which he ain't made it there yet. He hasn't made it there yet. But he's telling us to go back to Africa. Remember, this is a throwback on Sinetta's couch.
Thing that's still here, that's still in one place, Africa, that piece of land, Africa, our home, is what's going to save us from the catastrophes. It's going to save us with our health, all our health problems. We need to figure out a plan to get out of this region. Now, why? Because the tropical man, and I wrote this is what I say. The tropical man belongs between the Tropic of Cancer.
I will think about it because I'm sick of Nature Boy. I'm sick of him. Yeah, and then I heard there's going to be these people is really crazy, and I see some people now, it's like they took one interview, right? And now everybody got a glimpse of hope. Everybody got a glimpse of hope. Let's break down an interview. You got one interview compared to how many interviews this man did. Hey, my jacket. How many interviews it's really sad. Because at the end of the day, people keep saying she went back in the house. If she was so scared, why did she go back in the house? Well, if they really wanted her to leave, why did it take 3 people to go outside with her? Why did it take 3 people to go outside with her? And if she did go back in the house, I'm not going to say that was the smartest thing to do, but she didn't ask to be led in the next room. She didn't ask to be videotaped, and she didn't ask to be for no revenge porn. She didn't ask for none of that. These false prophets always talking about there's catastrophes coming. Yeah, okay. So we don't, that because there's catastrophes coming, we have to follow you. These people is just crazy. I'm gonna let this go. But I don't really know, because what is he gonna say? I heard another interview that he did, and what is he gonna say? The same shit. The same crap. I might play it maybe later or tomorrow. I don't know. But what is the man going to say? The only thing they're going to talk about is this interview. They're not going to, this man is exactly where he belongs. That's it. He's exactly where he belongs. And it took one person to get tired of his shit and go to the police. It took one person to get tired of his shit and go to the police. He looked like he feeling good. So everybody's trying to be like on this person's side, on that person's side. Well, let's look at her. Can you imagine everybody looked at people's histories? Shoot. And then she did a little talking today. And then people got mad. I might show that afterwards, depending on the time. And then you got people saying, "Oh, she's jealous of Zoka because she said don't mention Zoka name on her chat." People got mad at that. I'm like, are y'all serious? Who in their right mind will have a boyfriend or girlfriend right now and somebody's constantly putting that person name on your page, what you gonna say? What would you say? So now people want to discredit her. I believe a lot of what she's saying. Oh Lord, it ain't got nothing to do about being jealous of Zoka. The point is, who would want somebody to be always constantly bringing up somebody's ex on their page? I mean, if any of you would like it, let me know. But I'm quite sure most of you would not like that. Y'all would not like the fact that you with this person now, and they keep bringing this person name into everything that you do. They're bringing his ex up. Like you would say the same thing. I don't want to hear about that chick no more. Because at the end of the day, if you want to go back, he can go back. He can go back. You know how they say the doors swing back and forth. You can come and you can go, and you can come and you can go. What's up, Nick? He can go back and get Zoka. He can go stay with Zoka right now. You don't have to be away from Zoka. He left. The man left. And then is some videos of people questioning, does he really love Lettieri? We'll never know. Time will tell. I'm not going to sit up there and say, well, he don't love her, he loves Zoka. First of all, Zoka never went there to be with Nature Boy. Zoka never went there. And then he didn't ask for Zoka. Nature Boy put them together. Nature Boy put them together. And then he kept leaving them. We only got 2 likes. Let me find out. No, refresh. Refresh. I think we got more than 2 likes, love. Sugar, if it's a false accusation, I cannot support just because I like the idea. I don't think it's false about the babe. I don't know about the rest of it. I don't know if it's false about the babe because we already know this man did not like Lettieri at all. We also know that he was jealous of Solar. But he did nothing but humiliate this young lady. And I'm quite sure, see, what people failing to realize, the point of him having a camera there and him taping it, his intent was to ruin that girl. So he couldn't just say, well, come on and let's do this. Common sense. Hey, that dog straight. Common sense. If I'm getting ready to leave, you think I'm gonna say, well, hold up. Let's do this last educational porn on tape. That does not sound right. It doesn't sound right. He did what he could. He did what he did to her to embarrass her. And like she said, she was weak and she fell for it. It was not consensual. That man tricked her or what? Remember, people think when you hear the word bait, when you look up the word bait, and like I said, I want to stay on this topic. I'm not going back and forth with you guys today. I'm not going to do it. But I will say, vape is not always aggressive. It's not always aggressive. The point of, just like these old men sit up there and trick these girls, when some of these girls say no, and you know you want that girl, you're gonna manipulate them and trick them to do something that they do not want to do. To have X when they do not want to have X. That is bait. That is bait. If you say no, no, and no, and no, and somebody does not stop, it does not have to be aggressive. They can manipulate you. And then who is she to say no to God? Remember, at that point, she's not gone yet. So he's still God. She already know how this man get if somebody tell him no. See, y'all thinking that it has to be forceful. It does not have to be forceful. Just like some of these young girls, they are scared. And a lot of times when these young girls are bait, you know what these men say? They will say, oh, if you don't do this, I'm going to hurt your mother. I'm going to hurt your father. I'm going to kick your dog. I'm going to throw the cat out the window. So at that point, the girl don't fight and she let that man have his way. He didn't force it. All he did was threaten her. Isn't Nature Boy really known for threatening people? He's known for threatening people. He's known for having people scared. That happens all the time. All the time. It happens all the time. That's right, Annie. Exactly. Hey, Les, what's up, boo? Yeah, these dudes brainwashing. Exactly, the dog is straight. You got these people that sit up there and brainwash you and stuff and tricked her back up there. Now, if he didn't have the camera on, that means that he was plotting. Yo, when I get her back up in this room, you know, and then the man plotted it. Why was the camera ready? See, this story has to be told. The story has to be told. Number one. Number two, the only reason why I'm not going by what her interview said, because we had all of them people weren't in the house when that took place. So if you are going to use her interview to help you, when you are eyewitness, you are an eyewitness. If you are eyewitness, what did you have to wait for her letter for? Now you got a glimpse of hope. But you have 4 months, your mouth was shut. From March, April, May, June, July. Damn near 5 months, your mouth was shut. And all of you guys were eyewitnesses. You shouldn't have to even read or hear her testimony or her interview. You didn't need what she said. You were there. So now, because you was there and didn't say none of this, now whatever you got to say, I don't want to hear it. Now, if somebody who wasn't there and who wasn't an eyewitness saw the interview and they was like, nah, this sounds kind of funny, I would hear it from them. I don't want to hear it from witnesses. Who was the one that called her upstairs? Who was the one when she went upstairs to say bye or whatever? Right? She went to say bye or whatever. The person who called her upstairs knew what was going down. The person who had the camera knew what was going down. They knew this. So he's guilty of mostly everything on that list. Now, I don't know how that's going to go with the Uber there and with her going back in the house, but that does a lot of women go back. It was a witness in the room. The person who recorded it was the witness. What are you talking about, Sat? The witness was the one who recorded it. That was a witness. And then the person who stays right outside the door is a witness. Nature Boy says himself. He always keep people in front of the door so they can get to so the person who's in front of the door which was probably loyal, or loyal is either taking the video. But either or, there are witnesses in that house. What do you think? They all, and you know what? You making me sound even more, I don't know, baby, but you making me sound even more correct. We have no evidence that the X tape was. So how did it get on Twitter? How did it get on Twitter then? If we don't have no evidence that the tape was filmed, how did it get on Twitter? That's evidence. You explain to me, how did it get on? How did them doing that get on Twitter? And if you've seen it on Twitter, it was three different videos. Who was the one who stopped the tape? Who was the one had it in the angles? It wasn't just sat there. It was in different angles. And at the end of the day, what you're saying makes no sense, because everybody was in that house. Everybody was in that. All of the witnesses, they may not have been in the bedroom, but they knew what was going down. They knew what was going down. Everything Nature Boy do, they know. Yeah, I'm gonna get this trip before she leaves, and I'm gonna embarrass her. Self-switching via Twitter. I seen it. I seen all of them. I seen every last one of them. Because they kept telling me, look at it, look at it, look. I caught it before it left. Because I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But let's finish listening to this. We'll get back into that. Like I said, people can have their doubts all they want. Like I said, she made a boo-boo when she went back upstairs. But yeah, because she went back upstairs, we don't know if the Twitter was X prior to them. Oh, Sat, stop. Sat, stop. All of them admitted that happened that night. What are you talking about? All of them admitted that happened that night, and when she left, he put it up. Nature Boy said out of his own mouth that it was his property and he could do what he wanted. What are you talking about? You talking jibber jabber. We don't know it was prior to the last. It wasn't no prior. I think you really a Nature Boy lover, Sat, because the man said out of his own mouth when he got served. Do you remember when he got served? And he was like, well, I could do whatever I want to do. It's my property. You know, I could. So we already knew that happened that night. And then when she left, he got mad because she snuck out the house and put the damn videos up. What are you talking about? You don't know if the Twitter was X prime. Oh, stop, and stop. Exactly, Leslie. Sometimes Sat she be trying to hit us with different angles, but at the end of the day, he is where he needs to be, because this man was out of control. He was beyond. Oh, you seen it too. The revenge porn came from the bait. The revenge porn came from the bait. Again, I don't know what you're talking about, Sat. It's all the same thing. Y'all want to believe in this man so bad. What happened to this? Why I mean, people is full of it. What happened to the free job? Free Jahumi. Oh, baby Jahumi. But if this man was still there, Jahumi would still be there. If this man was still out in the street, Jahumi would still be there. Make up your mind. Is he a monster or he's not a monster? Period. Did this man belong off the streets? Yes. And y'all know for a fact they did not just keep this man because of just that. They got more than what you think we have. The more than what you think we think they have. A lot of people told Tabitha a lot of stuff. Let's not get it twisted. That man, he got so much stuff to be guilty from. Oh, free Jahumi. Oh, don't slap the people like that. And all of this. This man was out of control. And he humiliated them. I saw that by mistake, Annie. Somebody sent that to my I didn't go looking for that one. But another person I know who also does commentary on Nature Boy sent that to my DM. Girl, I looked at my DM. I said, what the fuck? Exactly, Monique. Rest in peace, Mama Dia and them babies. I gotta find an old video for you guys. This man done so much, but now y'all so now let's say the one thing that's just like a man out. That's like somebody took a mother's. Cause what was she going to do? Not allow it? Was she not going to allow it and walk out that house without getting beat up? Stop. That keep acting like y'all don't. Do y'all know Nature Boy or don't y'all know Nature Boy? Y'all gonna have to let me know. Do y'all know how Nature Boy get down and how he thinks, or you don't? Because if you do not know how he thinks, maybe this is not the channel for you. Y'all make it sound like y'all don't know who this monster is. You can't call him a monster 1 minute, a narcissist 1 minute, a sociopath 1 minute, and now all of a sudden he's not. Either he is or he's not. And we all know that when you are with a narcissistic sociopath, the way he is, you know, no is not an answer. And if he wants something, because these people gave him power, and these people on the internet gave him power. She never said it, she had X, because again, either you know he's a monster or he's not. You're playing games. You're playing word games here. You act like you don't know who Nature Nut is. You act like you haven't seen video amongst video of the abuse this man had. You act like it. Stop acting like y'all don't know what this man does. Now y'all want to see the light now. All of a sudden, y'all want to see the light. Get out of here. Y'all taking me off.
And the Tropic of Capricorn. What does that mean? If you look on the map of an equator, put in a map on Google and put equator by the map. It'll show you the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The darker pigmented human being belongs between these lines. Why? Because in these lines, like Dr. Sebi brings from where Honduras, if you see where Honduras is at, Honduras is under the line of Tropic of Cancer. He brings all his herbs and all these. You have to actually go to his campus to get the right water for your body. And he talks about the coquito frog. What do you say? The coquito frog, if it goes a meter outside of his natural environment, it is not as powerful. We don't get our chakras, the energy fields. Slow down.
I see, my brother Nature, you're very passionate when you're talking about Africa. You love Africa. Talk about the trip that you and the young god is planning. You planning a trip. For the youth or for younger brothers, and what is it called? Talk about that.
So what we doing with SOS, Save Yourself, It's basically the organization that we forming right now. It's to help you, if you got a felony, become sovereign so you can get out of this country, because a lot of things is coming this way. So what we have done is we forming an organization, because a lot of people don't understand that we do not belong here naturally. We got to go back to Africa. Africa is where we belong. That's our home. I would rather die getting to Africa and being in Africa in my home.
At this time, y'all, at this time, Pharaoh is getting jealous. Pharaoh is mad at Nature Boy because Pharaoh came to do the interview, but he brought Nature Boy with him. This is my first time meeting Nature Boy. This is my first time meeting young Pharaoh. And so Pharaoh is getting heated inside because I'm starting to ask him questions first. And so at the end of this whole thing, young Pharaoh and Nature Boy was getting ready to fight right outside my damn house. That's crazy. And that's real talk. So you can look at Pharaoh's face and be like, nigga, you get in the limelight, nigga, I'm the one who brought you here. But I didn't know all this. I'm thinking they cool.
Then die for these crackers, working for their money every day, being a slave, because they own everything here. You don't own nothing here. You go to Africa, then you can own something. You say this is your land, you pay one time, it's yours. Not no pay no taxes, and if you don't pay them taxes, they snatching that land from you. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna hit you in the head with the headlock. That's the headlock. That's false. That's magic. That's trickery. We don't do that. What we try to tell people is that we need to go where we are sovereign. Where you buy a piece of land, it's yours. That's it. They ain't hitting you in the head every month for bills. You pay bills once a year. That's it. And they ain't really hawking you about them bills. Peace, family.
Yes, but you're supposed to be taking family to Africa.
We going to Africa. This is what we're gonna do. Basically, SOS, we're gonna put information out. Basically, if you watch Pharaoh's videos, you watch my videos, Nature Boy, I'm online, Eligio, ELIGIO, Nature Boy, Prada, PRADA, you'll see on Facebook. If you go online, what you'll see is that we're gonna be posting information for if you got a felony, how you can become sovereign, how you can get your rights to get the heck out of here, get the hell out of here, because we belong in Africa. Now, it is imperative. We got connects in Ghana. It's imperative that you get in touch with us, because we got connects right now in Ghana that you could buy your own land and start your own thing in Ghana right now. It's the safest place for us. Is where the oxygen is better for us, so we can get better sense in our minds. Energy is better for us. We need to be in sunlight constantly. Right now, we don't supposed to have 2 seasons of death. We're supposed to be in tropical weather all year round. And when we don't, what happens is we weaken our immune system, because our immune system comes from the blood, and the blood comes from the sunlight. It needs the sunlight, because on the first layer of skin, the cerebrum turns your cerebrum into vitamin D that goes through your liver, and then your kidneys creating vitamin D within your body. But if our skin is so dark, it's blocking out the sun. It's blocking out the sunlight, the UV rays. And what happens is we're not paying attention to it, but we sick, all of us. I'm sick, got a little something with my throat right now, but I'm going to Africa to heal that. I'll be out there with Dr. Sebi in the mountains, smoking and chilling. Yeah, but y'all stay tuned. Go follow Pharaoh. Keep in touch with Pharaoh Allah, Nature Boy. Like I said, Eligio, Nature Boy, Prada on Facebook already. Let the king talk.
All right. Peace, my brother Pharaoh, man. It's an honor to finally meet my young soldier out here, the young God. I've been tuning into your videos, watching it, and I think that's how we connected through the video. And you see, and I said, man, I got to get this young soldier over here to do a presentation, because I'm all about bringing out the youth. When I bring out the elders in the building, only people that go.
Now, he got connections in Ghana. What happened to the connections? He never made it to Africa. This is like anybody who joined his camp. What happened to his? Oh, we got connections. So what happened to your connections in Ghana? What happened to your connections in Africa? The man start off lying already. The man lying already. Hey, Proper. Welcome. See, reason why the DA believes her, because they know how cults work. They know how cults work. That's what make it believable. Matter of fact, most of them have an XEX at his call and beckon, and they do it because that's what he says to do. They're not really giving permission themselves. They're not giving no permission. They're not giving no consent. It's just the fact that he said, okay, your turn tonight, your turn tonight, your turn tonight. He never asked none of them, do they want to do it?
Go in there is the elders, is the old heads. Brother, we need to fill up these seats with the young children and the youth coming up in here. That's the only way we're going to be able to change. And y'all see, I tried to do that. When I first brought young Pharaoh out, how many people was in the audience? He never seen an audience like that. I brought him out and he was like, oh my God. Do I need to go back to that video and play that video? I'll show y'all. I was all about the young people, giving them play. This condition. You see, what the white man does is he gets his youth ready to take over. You see? So we got to be ready to have our youth, elders for wisdom and youth for war. So this is what we got to do. Now, Brother Pharaoh, you was behind the penal system. How did you get, tell us about that. What was you involved in, if you don't mind talking about it? Look how happy he is to be with Sarnetta in the House of Consciousness before SETI corrupted him. And now where's SETI at to help him? Nowhere around, y'all. Nowhere around. I fought unking him over this kid. I was backing him up off of him. You know, I was really trying to get him out there. And are you in the process of changing your life right now? And it's good if you are, because you are only 22 years old. So your life is really beginning. You just starting.
Peace, family. Before I start and answer the God questions, I want to say I love my Facebook family, my YouTube family. I got us. I want to support who supports me. With that being said, go get your Knowledge Yourself shirt. Shout out to Brett Adams Jr. on Facebook. His name can be found on Facebook, spelled BRETT space Adams ADAMS Jr. And he has a fan page. It's Silver Spoons with a Z at the end, not an S. And I also want to shout out the guy Odinaho from Ghana. Beautiful dashikis. He makes them custom made, but he has the best website I've personally ever seen. He has selections not just for adults and women, but also children. You can go on his website at.
You see the sister right there? That was Pharaoh's first girl before he became famous with all the people knowing him. He kicked her to the side. That was his first queen there, and he kicked her to the side.
DinahoWear.com. It's ODENEHO Wear, WEAR.com. Go get you a dashiki. So hit up Brett Adams, get your Knowledge Yourself hat, your Knowledge Yourself shirt. You want your dashiki, hit up Odinaho. Now getting back to the guy, Sarnetta. I want to thank Sarnetta for opening this platform to me and doing what most elders fail to do, which is support the youth. And I am the youth, and I got us, because y'all know I work at Don't Give a Fuck Incorporated. I'm telling that truth. So CEO. So with that being said, as far as me being in a penal system, I was captured by Willie Lynch, but I did manage to break away. Now with that, what I'm saying, with that being said, yes, I've been in the penal system quite a few times, but the last time was the last time. And what I mean by that is, I started going to jail, aka hell. That's why you wear orange and it rhyme with hell, because you're suffering all day. If you didn't know, that's a jewel for you. But I've been to hell/jail since I was about 16, 15, in and out, 90 days here, 60 days here. You know what I'm saying? Now, my last time I was 18 years old, and to get into so many details without getting into so many details, I was charged with the firearm, criminal possession of a fully loaded firearm. Without getting into details of the story, I would just like to say that I was 2 houses over in the front. Firearm was 2 houses over in the back. It was disassembled. It wasn't loaded. I didn't have no DNA, no fingerprints on it. They still charged me with it. They violated my 4th Amendment. And judge, if you're watching this, kiss my ass. You held me in jail for about 314 days without a court date. You violated my due process. And I'm speaking from facts. Y'all can go, I don't hide nothing. You want to see transcripts? I'll show you. These people held me in jail for literally 1 year without a court date. They straight violated me. They when I went to trial, long story short, I went non-jury trial, hoping that the justice system would serve me justice by the book. And what happened was, the judge at the end of the verdict, my lawyer was basically, because I'm in New York State, so if you know anything, I ain't Johnny Cochran, but I ain't ignorant to nothing. So if you know anything about the law, we know that criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree is possession of a firearm with criminal intent to do bodily harm. First of all, how could I possess a fully loaded firearm if it was disassembled, let alone you didn't find it on my person? And then, third of all, it wasn't loaded, it was disassembled. 4th of all, I had no DNA or no fingerprints on it. 5th of all, I didn't get no 911 call. You didn't have no reason to even be fucking with me anyway. So how do you find me guilty of something that should at the most been an inoperable weapon? So you found me guilty of something that should have been, if not an A misdemeanor, a B misdemeanor, 60 days. You took 3.5 fucking years from me for that. Fuck you. Now, with that being said,
we tell our children to chase their dreams, and for some, that leads to space.
I went to trial. They found me guilty on pretenses of, the judge said, this is what he said, y'all. I'm not making this shit up. Since they couldn't assemble the weapon, and mind you, the forensics man said that an officer took this weapon out the evidence locker, took it to the street, and then brought it back. So it might not even be the same weapon you charged me with. But they said that the way they planted the weapon on me was, they said, mind you, they didn't take pictures of the scene, of the alleged crime scene, like they supposed to do when I got arrested. So they actually paused my trial for 3 days and went and took pictures of the house that the firearm got found in. Now this is all the way illegal as hell without me violating statutes due to common sense. Why? Because what if they painted this house and this is not the same paint on the house? What if they switched something in the yard? The crime scene is not the same as you trying to say it was 2.5 years ago. So now with that being said,
First of all, young Pharaoh, you know a heck of a lot about that gun for it not to be yours. I don't know if the gun was open, closed, shut, disarmored. No, I don't know nothing about the gun because it ain't mine. And then you say, you're welcome. Then you say it was disassembled or whatever the heck he said. How would you know all these things unless you knew about the gun? Now I would have said they said it wasn't set up. I don't know what the gun was. It's not my gun. It's not my pum. Is it put together, put the part? I don't know. But he talking too much about a pum that's not supposed to be his. You know everything about it, but it's not yours. It's not yours. I would have said, he's speaking to the aliens. You know so much about this pum that is not even yours. Whatever, man. Let's go. Move.
The judge found me guilty because he said it was paint chips on the weapon that matched the same color of the house, and therefore that links me to possession of the weapon. So you crackers is out of control. Y'all out of control. Y'all is violating people. Y'all, you know what I've been through? I done got many police. I done fought in there. I done got my arm. Let me tell y'all something about this Erie County Home Center. Skipping details. These motherfuckers broke my arm in there. Oh, we got it popping though. But they broke my arm in there and put me in a box and gave me a fucking net bag. I had to tie my arm with the net bag, but I'm a Buddhist monk, so I meditate here. I'm back, bone marrow right back. But with that being said, I'm in a box, cell 34 golf unit to be exact, and I'm in there with a broke arm, and I don't even have no ticket to be in the box. And not only that, my family's trying to visit me, and the way the home center works is you can look down out your window and see him coming in. I'm watching my cousin come in and visit me, and I'm on the phone with her, on the jail phone, calling her, arm broke. These motherfuckers is telling her, oh, he's not in the jail. How the fuck I'm not in the jail and I'm on the phone with her? So you let's stop playing games about the justice system. Y'all is the most crookedest motherfuckers. And me personally, I'm not a supporter, and that's why I want to give a shout out to Brother Polite. Thank you for helping me with my status correction. And family, if y'all been wondering why I've been taking so long on the SOS, is because I'm not even going to move that fully until I get my status corrected, so that I can have jurisdiction in the same motherfucker I'm telling you just ran me through the gut wrench won't have no jurisdiction over the positivity I'm trying to bring. So I'm gonna free myself, and I'm gonna teach you how to free yourself, because I'm not your leader. I'm your spirit guide. So don't, like somebody went on Facebook and said Sandra Bland for president. I love the support, but I don't want to be the president. I don't want nothing to do with a corporation. I'm a spirit guide. I'm gonna tell you make a left. Now I ain't gonna make you make the left. So I'm gonna just guide you. Now with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. I love the support. Yes, I have been incarcerated multiple times. I'm not ashamed of it. I've been through things. If you've never offered me a helping hand, or if you've never tried to help me get out of my situation, shut the fuck up trying to make a comment about my situation, because I don't care. Now,
Yeah, see, this is why I love the youth, man, because yo, they speak from the heart, they speak their mind, they not here trying to make shit sound sweet. You know, they just giving it up raw to you. Now, my brother, how did you get into the knowledge now? Because now I go on your YouTube page and I see this nothing but wisdom coming from a young soul like you. It's like you have an old soul with the young spirit. So what brought about the knowledge? How you get into the consciousness, brother?
Peace. So, to answer this question fully, the knowledge was always activated in me. And I tell people this all the time. Like when I was a kid, like I give y'all two instances. First, I remember I was 6 years old. I was 8 years old. I believe I was in third grade. I had a teacher. I want to say her name was Miss Landwehr, or Miss whatever her name was. And I remember we was talking about religion in school. We weren't supposed to be, but I always been in tune. And hopefully this example can give y'all a foundation. I'm talking about.
I really was not gassing him up. I was really not gassing him up to be 22 years old, and the knowledge that the young brother had. See, I'm gonna keep it a buck. He could have been going a long way with his information, but somehow he got off track. I was impressed with the young brother. So no, I was not gassing him up. I was serious with his information and the knowledge. He could have been doing a whole lot of other shit. And so he got corrupted, being under the hands of Sarat Seti and guiding him the wrong way. So no, I wasn't gassing him up. I was 100% serious with him.
Long story short, my common sense, my tahuti, the left hemisphere of my brain has always been activated. Now, she was talking about animals in Noah's Ark and animals in the Bible. Now, me as a child, I had got sent to the office because I raised my hand like I was instructed to do when I have a question. And when she called on me, she said, yes, we're going to say Pharaoh. She said, yes, Pharaoh. I said, well, Mrs. Such and Such. The Garden of Eden could have never been, Adam and Eve couldn't have been white. They couldn't have never been Europeans. And she said, why? And I said, because all the animals you just named was in Africa. So ain't none of them animals in Europe. So how are you trying to say Europeans, the Garden of Eden is anywhere in Europe? And I was sent to the office for that. Story number 2. I was told by, I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was told by a family member one time I was being told about God. Mystery God, your imaginary friend that you talk to when you're down. Him. I was being informed about who he is supposed to allegedly be. And I remember me being a child. I was 11 at this time. I will never forget. This was made me say, if y'all want to know, Pharaoh, when did you forsake the idea of God? This is when it happened right here. And please don't try to say, oh, you had a bad experience with God and that's what turned you. No, I was just a kid and I knew the truth because I was closer to the source, because I was still, my soul wasn't tainted by this world. So my common sense was fully vibrating. So with that being said, I was being told about God is this, God is that, and he does all this magical shit. So I said, well, auntie, if God is real, who is God, mommy, and daddy? Because as a child, I know you have to have parents to be here. Do you know that? And I said, who is God's mommy and daddy, and who is God's God if God is real? And I was popped in the mouth. I was popped in the mouth as a child. You feel me? And I was told my answer to that question as a child was, don't you ever question God. Lip all swell, I'm popped the shit out of. So I felt like, God damn, whoever God is, I can't ask about the nigga, but he watched me all day. So he watched me all. Let me tell y'all something how God ain't real. And you got to start using your common sense, because I'm on Sinetta's couch, thankful to Sinetta, but I got famous off the couch in my damn house with no shirt on. So with that being said, my inbox gets flooded, and I can't, and I try, believe me, I try. I cannot answer everybody who inbox me. So if I can't answer everybody who inbox me, that's not everybody on the planet. Everybody on the planet don't know I exist. You telling me it's a man in the sky who knows everybody on the planet and answers all inboxing prayers coming to him? Sit the fuck down. So with that being said, the knowledge has always been awake in me. I have always rebelled. It's just, I would say that, like, Hitler once made a statement. He said every man must go into solitude before he can achieve greatness. And me doing my astrology chart, not getting into detail, it was already prophesied by the astral plane that I will go into a state of solitude for a certain amount of time in order for my soul to evolve. So jail was just a physical manifestation which was needed to cultivate me spiritually. So all the knowledge I already had within me was just activated due to me being able to actually think, because my life as a young man was so hectic. Without me getting into details, most people know about being in the streets, kicked out, all that, hustling, doing what you do, all that, you can't think. So anybody will tell you, like, oh, Pharaoh always been a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Or Pharaoh always been smart. Like, even when I was on the block, I had a book. Anybody will tell you that. I was, hold on, let me hit this lick. All right, now back to my book. So with that being said, I've always been intelligent, but I never had time to allow my mind to fully do what it do best, which is get on the correct path and then project itself out into the physical realm. So now when I went to jail, I had nothing to do with think. And mind you, I was always getting into shit, so I was always in a box. So I really had nothing to do with think. And as I was allowing the knowledge to come to me, it just kept coming and coming. And I learned that I became my own best friend. And with that being said, me and the God and the best friend inside of me has a message for you. And today that message is, the Bible is based off astrology. So with that being said, oh yeah, quick, if you want to contact, first of all, shout out Slap, shout out to the goddess Kanisha, shout out to all my family. Once again, you can hit my fan page at The Black Woman is God, all capital letters. Hit my Facebook page. Sandra Bland is going to be the Pharaoh head. Is going to say we are coming back. Also, you can hit me on YouTube. My YouTube name is Pharaoh Allah. I'm getting told that it's hard to be found. So if you can't, just go on YouTube and type in Pharaoh Spirit Diet. It'll bring you to my video. From there, hit my channel, and the rest is up to you. Shout out to the family, and it's time to do our thing.
You said the black woman is God.
Yes.
You said the black woman is God. How can you show and prove that?
Thanks for asking. So, the black woman is God in more than one way. But now we're going to deal with, because most people, pineal glands are not activated. So I got to start with the physical realm before I take you to the spiritual realm.
Alguien que tú quieres puede lidiar con un embarazo que anhelaban y que no pudo sobrevivir, que pondría en peligro el poder.
The physical realm is just nothing more than, because we know that sunlight creates physical matter. So anything outside of the sun cannot physically exist. So if there was no sun, there would be no physical existence, but yet there would still be existence, just not on the physical realm. The physical realm is the third dimension. So the black woman is God on the third dimension, because, and just sit your Bible down, sit your religion down, sit your ego down, and absorb these facts and integrate it into what you have been taught and see what don't match and go from there. Because like I said, I'm a spirit guide. I ain't your leader. I don't give a fuck how you live your life. I live mine according to truth. So with that being said, let me take you baby steps. We know that the Caucasian deems himself a patriot. So we know that he lives according to a patrilineal system. So we understand that before the Caucasian ever stepped foot in the, what the guy said earlier, the throne of where we come from, which is Africa, the throne of where we come from, which is Africa, we were living according to what you call a matrilineal system. So to give you quick definitions, a matrilineal system is a system where the queen rules, or basically the woman is first. She's the head. A patrilineal system is where the man rules, or where the man is first. He's the head. So with that being said, our ancestors were in tune with nature, and our ancestors are the ones who deemed the earth Mother Nature. Hence you get meta net or medu nature. So our ancestors were living according to a matrilineal system. When the Caucasian came, he took away and stripped not only our diet, the way our culture, our customs, he took away the very system that we operate under, which is the matrilineal system, and forced the patrilineal system. And one way he did this, the major way he did this, was he imposed his patrilineal system on your subconscious through religion. So now it is two ways. Before I get into the scientific basis of how the black woman is God, I have to show you mentally why you don't understand this and how our ancestors understood this. So staying on point. For example, I'm gonna hone in on Christianity because that got all our people in the headlock, the arm bar, and the ankle lock. With Kurt Angle on your other leg. So with that being said, Christianity, you refer to the Holy Trinity as three men. You refer to it as Father God, which is a spirit, and then most Christians will say, well, God is a spirit. Why you call him Father then? So you refer to Father God, the Holy Ghost, and Jesus Christ. All three are linked to what? Masculinity, men. So now, the only time the Bible speaks in Genesis, which I'll be getting to in my build, Genesis is the origin and production of something. When you understand Genesis, the only time it speaks on the origin and production of the female is when it falsely states that God created Eve from Adam's rib. So now subconsciously, you have been programmed to believe that I, as a man, hold some superior covenant with the Father, another man, God, and women is just somebody that God made for me because I was alone and I was bored walking around. And she just comes from my rib. This is when they say the devil will go out and deceive the nations, this is a part of that category. He has deceived your very subconscious and your genetic state of being. Now, going into the black woman being God, the Adam and Eve story is 100% false. Why? Because math doesn't lie and science doesn't lie. Now, to keep it basic for everybody, see, when you were in high school or whatever grade level your teacher introduced this to you, you had them show you in science class the X chromosome and the Y chromosome. And they were trying to distinguish to you that the X chromosome was female and the Y chromosome was male. Now, as I said in my other video, numbers don't lie. 2 comes after 1. So using common sense, the letter Y comes after X. So how can the man come up for the woman if science deems the man or kind of conceptualize the Y chromosome to come after the X just by the letters they chose to use to identify with the origin of these genes? But now, getting out of common sense and going back into science, the X chromosomes are 2 big X's in equal size. When you get to the man, which is the Y chromosome, you have 1 big X and 1 small baby Y. Now, Y is a great letter for this topic because it's a question you never ask. Why? Why the hell is that goddamn Y so small? The Y is small because it's actually 5 times smaller than the X chromosome, because when you take 2.8% of the X chromosome's mass away from itself, it becomes defective and it becomes a Y chromosome and you produce a man. Now, this has to do with not evolution, not none of these smoke screens the Caucasian has thrown up. This has to do with what you would consider an extraterrestrial, an alien, whatever the word they created for it, aka the melanated ancestor of African descendants, and the origin and the reason for our manifestation on this planet, who are superior in knowledge enough to possess technologies that allow them interstellar travels. And this is where genetic manipulation or enhancement, not even manipulation.
Can you imagine if young Pharaoh would have stayed under my wing and let me really guide this little nigga? Young Pharaoh was a beast, man. And this is no cap. This is no hating on him. I'm not saying what he's saying was correct and right, but he wasn't the way he is today. He got corrupted. He started smoking the mushrooms. He started getting into all that crazy stuff, you know? And, oh, man, this young brother, that's what I meant when I said, when I brought him out and how he was. He was, to me, the youngest young master that we had in our midst. Everybody else was older than him. You see? Everybody else was older than him. Even, I will even go on to say, there's the other dude, you know, Nature Boy. Nature Boy was on the right path at one point, right here. Somehow they got corrupted. Nature Boy was even on the right path. You see, he was talking about Africa, going back home, dealing with herbs and all this other stuff. But somehow the power, they couldn't handle the power. You see? They became just like the elected officials and all that shit and got corrupted by the power that they was receiving from the people. They couldn't handle it. Like me, I handle it. Wherever I go in the world, people always come. I end up taking like damn near 50 pictures with people. I can't get away. But I always maintain my discipline. You know, and in times when I don't even want to take pictures, I do it. I do it on the strip of, damn, these are my people. They love me. They coming out. And I do it. I don't give them no lip. I just, hey, okay, come on, let's get it. You know, but they could not handle the power that they was receiving, the pressure and the love that they was receiving from the people. And so they manipulated it. They took advantage of it. They took advantage of the women. And this, look at where they at today. They started off righteous.
Genetic enhancement and engineering first took place, and the man was created from the woman. So Adam didn't create Eve. Eve created Adam. And for further detailed characteristics for my description, this is why, men, you have nipples and you don't use them one time. You come out the womb and your nipples are useless, and when you go back to the source, your nipples were still useless. You never produced milk. You never breastfed. You never did nothing with your chest but bench press a bar, and that's it. Make it puff up. You don't use your chest for nothing. Why? Because it's defective. You are a defective offspring of the female. So when it comes to God, because I know a lot of y'all saying, well, the black woman ain't God and the man is God, she's a goddess. First of all, you playing with concepts you don't understand the origin from. God and goddess come from the term netter and netert, and they stem from netru. Netru is the totality of God. This is where you get the yin-yang principle from. God is the totality of feminine and male aspect together. So the word God and goddess.
Hey, you guys know I done touched something, right? I done touched something. Let's get back to this shit show. Let's get back to the I'm coming out. It's the shit show. Gotta let them know it's a shit show.
Just Caucasians taking our language and putting it in an English form to give themselves something to conceptualize and stand on. So now getting back to God.
Nature Boy. Nature Boy can't F. He can't F with young Pharaoh. He can't F with him. He's nice and quiet. And not to mind you, at that point in time, I think Nature Boy at this time should be like 33 years old. It's about, quote unquote, 33 years old. Now, he got this boy by 11 years. 11 years. See, Nature Boy got a lot of, and think about he was going down the right path. Talk about go to some Africa, and he got connections in Africa. What happened to your connections in Africa? Where they go? See, that's how I know you guys need to stop coming for me And that's how I know you guys, not you guys, but some of you guys. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been watching this for a long time. And you should know, Sat. You should know these things because you act like all the time you know everything. Then you should know this too. Sat. I've been watching this. I go even before Nature Boy and Pharaoh even existed. We all been watching Sinetta. And for some of the people in my generation, we didn't watch them. We've been watching them, not them, but the older ones. We've been watching them on a corner way before it was the internet. So I get tired of you guys coming telling me this. That, no, I know. I'm from that world. No, you should never have answered Sat. Sat is so good with telling me so much stuff. Sat should know this. Sat should know this. We're not answering Sat questions because Sat act like she is like she knows everything. She's the expert. She is. I remember this when it came out. I was watching it. But y'all always coming to correct me. And y'all, 1 minute y'all corrected me, next minute y'all the expert. But I haven't been proven wrong yet. So we're not answering no more Sat questions. Because Sat is, oh shit. What was that now? Dang, you even got the dogs barking. Got the dogs barking. Well, you should almost knew that part too, Sat. That's why let me do my job. Let me do my job. Now let's get back to this lying guy who got connected. Oh, we already, and don't forget, we already covered the SOS. Now they supposed to be saving ourselves together in the organization together. What's come to find out, that's not true. None of this, what they're saying, is true. What the heck? Them dogs barking. Why you come under me, Carter? No, I can't save you. It's outside, Carter. It's outside, Carter. You okay, Carter? You okay? You okay, Carter? You right about that. I had to pet my dog. They had firecrackers or something outside. He come right up under me. Oh, scaredy dog. They always say scaredy cat. It should be scaredy dog. Move, Carter.
God, if you go in a dictionary right now, out of all the other bullshit definitions they got in there, one of them just so happens to be God is somebody directly involved in creation. So now when me saying a black woman is God, I'm not talking about what you've been taught God is, what you think Father God is, or who you think Allah is, or who you have been misinformed by the Caucasians to think is whoever this man is. I'm talking about what the dictionary says. The black woman is somebody directly involved in creation. You don't get pregnant. You don't carry a child. You don't give birth to a child. And when a child comes out, it doesn't seek your nipple. It seeks the mother's nipple. She is directly involved in creation. So the black woman is God. Why? Because she didn't only create civilization. She created you to help her create civilization. So the black woman, the black woman's feminine energy has been pushed out. Why? Because black people, you have they like to say when the white man came, he gave you the Bible and he took your land. But land exists not just physically for you to stand on, it exists mentally. Mentally, our land was science. Now, I don't mean science by just knowing, oh, the stars.
Recently, I was hacked by an attacker who took several of my accounts and was even emailing me my own personal information. He was threatening to abuse this information and sell it online. Scary, right? The hacker's goal was actually just to steal my Fortnite cosmetics. Thankfully, he wasn't able to get them. Since then, I've learned how to protect myself online, and I want you to all be safe as well. That's why I'm showing you Guardio. Guardio is an easy-to-use extension that helps you browse safely. There are tons of safety features just 2 clicks away, such as harmful site blocks, unwanted notification cleanup, search hijack correction, and more. Trust me, it's not worth risking your safety, so join over 1 million users, myself included, in keeping yourself secure online. Visit guard.io to start a free security scan that will remove threats instantly and help keep those in-game lockers safe.
And the carbon, no. Common sense has to do with science. What the Caucasian did was he said, well, damn, these people think this way and they thrive this way. So when I enslave them, I'm going to make them think this way and thrive this way. Now, how does this show forth and prove itself through common sense, science, logic, Tahuti, left hemisphere of the brain? Because, damn, black people built pyramids. We did all kinds of great shit when we was living under a matrilineal system. When we was understood that we came from the black woman and we was in tune with our extraterrestrial ancestor beings. Damn, ever since black people been fucked up, guess how we've been living? Worshipping a masculated God under a patrilineal system. Sayings like, this is a man's world, or bitches ain't shit. That's not African. Yeah. Pharaoh Akhenaten would have never even conceptualized that thought to say no shit like that, because his mind wasn't patrilineal. So the reason the black community is so fucked up today, being straight raw, is because you share the same mind as a Caucasian. So the same police officer out there who beating your ass and snatching little girls out the chair, you go home and look at your wife the same way he do, as second to you. So until black people return to their correct framework mentally, you can't even start trying to think you're gonna work on the physical, because your mental not right. The mind manifests physical reality. Your mind is no longer original, and that's why your physical reality is no longer original. In DNA, like I said, DNA receives information through the sunlight. This is why in Kemet, in hieroglyphics, you can see DNA is symbolized as a lotus flower. Or even if you go to...
Somebody said the narcissist doesn't believe any of what he's saying. He pow up into his baby mama home where his children lived. We got 2 crazy men who started off on this couch.
Buddhism, they symbolize Buddha coming out of the lotus flower. Buddha means enlightenment. Enlightenment means intelligence. Intelligence comes from the DNA. This is why DNA, this is why they depict the lotus flower as being born out of the mud, because the mud is symbolic to melanin. The black DNA is coated in melanin to protect itself and absorb the sunlight as energy. So that's basically a genetic plant inside of you. We know plants intake information through sunlight. Your DNA intakes information through sunlight. Now, being a defective offspring of a female black man, your DNA is computing from the universe that is who I need to be protecting. This is who I need to be the bodyguard of. So now what the Caucasian has done, he has mentally and spiritually convinced you to go against your genetic makeup. Your DNA, okay, every black person as a kid, mama jokes, automatic fight. You might not even really knew your mom. You might have been an orphan. Soon as somebody said, that's why your mama look like this. It's a fight. Why do you feel so strongly about protecting your mother? It's because your DNA is processing this information for you to do so. It's not till Christianity, Islam, Israelite, all this fuckery come into your life that you become mentally configured to go against what your DNA is telling you to do. So your DNA is telling you as a black man to stand strong by your black woman. But the Caucasian gives you religion to make you go against yourself so that he can advance on you. That's what he's doing. So for everybody sitting at home right now, if you feel like, oh, brother tripping, and like I done been told all kind of things, I'm pussy whipped, I'm da-da-da-da. You are the patrilineal slave who I'm talking about, and you are a fool, you are a slave, and you are going against your genetic makeup. Your DNA and your mind is no longer in sync because you share the genetic link or lineage with your black mother ancestor, but you share the same mind as the same person who beat your ass and won't give you no rights in this country. And we getting ready to get on to the show. Before I go on, I'm gonna let the guy speak. You got something you want to say, family? But it's fire. We lit.
No doubt. I just want to add to that real quick, so there's no confusion what the brother is basically saying is that the black woman is, when he say that the black woman is God, let me say this, because I don't think people understand what he mean when he say that. God is all things. God is energy, everything. Okay, let's not get it twisted. But in nature, there's always order. It's a circle. It's running. It's a clock. The sun comes up at a certain time. The moon comes up at a certain time. Everything is on a clock. The human being is the only species on this planet that can live out of harmony with that clock. Now, in that clock, there's order. You see, the sun ain't coming out at the same time as the moon. Okay? In that order, what he's saying is that everything came, as far as humanity, came from that black woman. We know it's scientifically proof that black woman could procreate without us. And that scientifically, and I don't even have to say scientifically, I'm gonna speak to your intellect. That's your sixth chakra. The woman created us to protect her. We was a mutation of her to protect her. That's a fact. And you ain't even got to research that. Just think about that for a minute.
Can you imagine if they believe that today?
Thank you, Sarnetta. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the lies? This is how cults are started. This is how you end up falling for cults. Black women. Black women. This will lead you into these cults. They start calling you God and Goddess, and you're the best. You are the best ever. Not knowing that they get ready to flip the script. And y'all start going, yes, they recognize us black women. About time our men start holding us high. Yes, we are the goddess. Yes, we birthed the world. And our black men is finally noticing it, not knowing they about to flip the script, baby. They're about to tell you who's the head. For them to say, don't listen to the Bible, they quick to tell you about that damn Bible. They quick to tell you men are the head. Denounce the Bible. We're going to take what we want out of the Bible. People kill it. Let's not believe in the Bible. But whenever they want to prove the point, yeah, y'all was created to take care of us. We are the head. We are the logic. You are supposed to take care of us, cooked and cleaned, and all that other stuff. The conscious and the hotep dudes be the word. Les. What is he talking about? He's talking about he's got us on a fake pedestal, Blanchy Pool, the fake pedestal. The fake pedestal. Women are the best. They are the best. And them women come, once a certain black women hear that, they go flocking. They go flocking. And when they flip the strip, it's too late. You're already trapped. See, that's what con artists do. They string you along. And once you are invested in their BS, they flip it. But you already invested. They already told you hopes and dreams, and you could be a part of this. Matter of fact, I'm going to make you my general and my army. You are the top. It's not the fact that he built them. He just put them on a bigger platform. Because even as Nature Boy was on this show right here, he still ain't get the people that he wanted. That's why after people watched this, they were still tuned into Young Pharaoh. They was not all the way tuned into Nature Boy. If anybody remember that time. So, I mean, it gave them a bigger platform, but Young Pharaoh is the one who really benefited from sitting on Sinetta's couch. Nature Boy got some more traction, but he didn't benefit the way Young Pharaoh benefited. And that's where the beef sort of kind of was starting. That's where the beef sort of kind of was starting. Exactly, Les. Exactly. But Pharaoh thought that he could take Polite out. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He tried. I'm talking about knowledge-wise. Talking about knowledge. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. He thought he could. After Nature Boy went nuts. And Nature Boy been nuts. Nature Boy was born a freaking nut. He was born a nut. And to cover up that he was born a nut, he told people that he was a crackhead baby. And we know that's not true. We know that crack was not on the east side in 81. Girl, we know that already. You just don't be watching the show. We know this already. What happened was Nature Boy was clocking Young Pharaoh, right? And Nature Boy didn't drive from ATL to New York. His baby mama lived in New York. Let's get it right, Sat. Let's get it right. His baby mama was in New York. Stayed with baby mama in New York. Then he came in, well, we're going to say it the right way. His baby mother was in New York City. Young Pharaoh is in New York. They're both in New York. One is in the city and one is the state. So let's get this correct. Because we're confusing people by just saying New York. One is New York City, one is New York State. So both of them are technically in New York. But his baby mama and where Sinetta's at is the city. So Pharaoh is in the state. Buffalo, New York, Buffalo, the state. So let's just get that correct. Well, he had to wait. Remember, he went. Y'all gotta watch the videos. Remember, he went to Ohio first. His baby mother is from New York City. That's why I'm trying to explain to you. You have to get it correct. His baby mother is from New York City. Pharaoh is from New York. Why is that important? Because that's an 8-hour difference. That's a 7 to 8 hour difference between the city and the state. And his baby mother lived in New York City. He was staying with his baby mother. How you gonna tell me facts when you didn't even know when it was when I saw it? Now you correcting me again? That's how he got through. That's why he didn't get in trouble, because he was still on parole. And that's why he didn't get in no trouble for coming to New York City, because it's still in the state. Either way, he wasn't supposed to be there. Either way, only young Pharaoh was supposed to be there. Young Pharaoh brought Nature Boy there with him. That's how that went down. But like I said, Nature Boy got some traction, but he didn't benefit from that couch the way young Pharaoh benefited from the couch. Because nobody was really feeling Nature Boy. Nobody wasn't really feeling him. Like, we listening to him like, yeah. Because I was one of the ones going, yeah. Let the young boy speak. Let the young boy speak. Because I wanted to hear what Pharaoh had to say. Nobody was paying him no damn. Nobody was paying him no damn mind. Not one person. Why you think when he left Sarnetta's couch, people still was talking about young Pharaoh? You didn't hear people talking about Nature Boy. If you've been watching Sarnetta's shows and stuff, you ain't really hear people talking about Nature Boy. It's just that when Nature Boy started to get big, he had to go through Polite, and Polite shut his ass down too. So he couldn't debate Polite neither.
They no longer believe that the black woman created us to protect them, because they are the ones messing the back. No, it's sad, because when they first came out,
exactly,
really cool.
I can agree with that.
They really believed that.
That is true.
That they really.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit.
Exactly.
And somehow, like Wax Dog said, they got corrupted by the money. Nature Boy was getting funded. He was getting donations when we're talking about $10,000, $20,000, shit like that, y'all. Money like that. And it corrupted their young behinds. It took over their mind. They thought that they was the king of some shit, of everything. Young Pharaoh started getting bombarded with a lot of beautiful young women coming at him, throwing their panties on the stage like he's David Ruffin. This is facts, y'all. I'm not lying to you. These young girls was literally throwing their goddamn panties at him. And he was like, oh man, I'm the man. I got this. Because if I said one thing bad about him, you'll see these young girls come out the woodworks and go crazy and defend young Pharaoh. He couldn't do no wrong in their eyesight. And then they started seeing him for who he was. But by that time, it's too late. He's gone. His mind is gone. You see? So, I mean, some people, you heard that saying before, that some people can't handle power. Some people don't know what to do with the power. Money corrupts you, because if you don't know what to do with it, it will corrupt you. And both of these brothers got corrupted within their own self, by themselves, you know?
Man is hard. What's the difference between a male and a female? It's testosterone and estrogen. Testosterone and estrogen. The male has an overload. The endocrine system, which is the hormone system, has an overload of testosterone. If you think about the male penis, you will notice that it's extended clitoris, and the testes are the ovaries. Now, you might not want to hear that, but we're speaking objectively here.
Nick.
The fact is that the male is an underdeveloped female, that we came from the female. The female created us for her protection. That's why the male, what makes a male's body hard is testosterone. What gives him an Adam's apple, what makes his voice deep, is testosterone.
He said, we created men to protect us. From who? You? No, these guys are too funny. We created men to protect us from who? Other females? If we ruling everything, so that's just a bunch of women fighting. So we created a man to fight women? I'm not getting what you're saying, sir. Can somebody help me out here? We created men to protect us. We know that, Sat. We know that. You're taking us off the damn program. Now, we know these things already. We know that. But as I was saying, both of them said that we created men to protect us. Protect us from what? From what? Us? So y'all was here to break up women fight? So the women got tired of fighting each other. So let's create a man to fight a woman? Because you're trying to say it was only women. So we needed protection from who? From who? But let's finish hearing this out. Let's see what we needed protection from.
This all comes from the female. So let's have order. Nature is a wheel that has order. Like I told you, it's a spinning wheel that has order. Let's have order in everything we do. And what they have done is mix that order up. Not to say that God is just energy. We're going to address the positive and negative. That's all that this is. Not about black and white as much as it's about positive and negative energy. Okay, so let's talk about that demon of negativity that needs to be addressed, and that is confusion. And yes,
I remember the young girls out there, the young ladies. They was throwing their panties at young Pharaoh, and at the same time, young Pharaoh thought that he was Ralph Tresvant. He thought that he was Ralph Tresvant because the girls like, oh, he looked just like Ralph Tresvant. You know, from New Edition. What's my man's name? Did I say it right? Did I say his name right? Ralph Tresvant? Yeah, they was always saying he looked like Ralph Tresvant, and he ate that up. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Yep.
I want to say this before I give you the mic back, that we need to stop looking at the white man as our enemy. We don't have an enemy. The only enemy we have is ourselves. The white man can't do shit without us. We the ones that get up every day and work in his system and act like we need his money. We the ones that support his system, because every black man got up and did what they supposed to do, like every religion is teaching you, is a fast. One thing I've done, I'm on a 40-day fast right now. I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not worried about that. I'm not trying to control what's going on in my body, because I want to be one with nature, and that starts with self. We try to control. They done slaved water. They slaved plants. They slaved the fruit.
Backyard movie night has never been this epic, thanks to the Epson Epic Vision mini projector.
Now they slaving the air. Pretty soon you're gonna have to pay for air. When we was growing up, did we pay for water, Sonetta? Hell no. Now we pay for water, and it just snuck out of nowhere. When we grew up, was there an organic section? No. Out of nowhere, organic section came out of here. So they enslaved us. They enslaved everything. But it's not them. That's the problem. It's us. We perpetuate their doings. They can't do nothing without us. How are they allowed to go to Africa and just take all the resources that back up that money? Because we allow them. We sign the contracts and say, okay, you have this. We fall for the trickery, the illusion. It's the biggest magic trick ever. All we got to do is stand up. All we got to do is stop fucking supporting the money. Stop going to work, like he said. The brother said yesterday on a live stream radio. What was it, DTK or something like that? We said on the radio, we support the money. We support the system. And we complain about what's going on. And I'm going to say one, I know I said that already, but there's an analogy I use. Anybody know where roaches come from, mutate from? Hey, you see roaches in the house, right? But nobody asks us, where do roaches come from? Why are they here? Everything in nature has a purpose. Insects are here to clean the earth. That's the job of the insect. The job of the insect is to clean the earth. And instead of us looking at ourselves as the one that is dirty, we look at the roaches and try to kill the roaches. But the roaches keep coming back. Why? Because they're a mutation showing us ourselves. We're the problem. Not the roaches. The roaches are just, have you ever had an ant trail coming to a piece of food in your house? I guarantee you, if you take with that piece of food up, them ants and leave. They don't want to be around here. They're doing their job. They're just cleaning up. They're cleaning up. So what we're seeing when we complain about what's going on in the outside with the white man is like the insect. He's a mutation of us showing us ourselves. It's us. We the ones that's negative. We're the ones he is just a mutation that cannot exist. When you turn on this light, Sonetta, what happens to the darkness? It disappears. So it's our actions that are being reflected to us through the white man to show us ourselves, because he cannot exist without us. Peace.
Let me get. I don't like leaving my followers because I feel energy. And the answer, that's a fact. That's a fact. I like to give proof to what I'm saying instead of just, because I know y'all like, well, all he said was XY chromosome. He ain't how a black woman impregnate herself. Well, I'm gonna tell you how the black woman impregnated herself, and then I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna further elaborate before I get into this bill on why you're so destructive. Look up parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis. Hit your voice app. See my phone? Hit your Google and say parthenogenesis definition, and it will tell you. Long story short, when an organism can fertilize or impregnate itself without the help of a male counterpart. Now, I know a lot of people like to get fancy and say, well, it says that mammals can't do it. You don't study genetics or biology because you would know that we're not mammals. We have reptilian DNA. This is why the first part of our brain right here is called the reptilia. And guess what the first layer of your brain deals with? Your physical self. This is why you have webbed hands. This is why when you're in the womb, you look like a little tadpole. This is why when the woman is pregnant, she has what? Eggs. I don't know no mammal that got eggs. Now, it might be one now that they made in a lab, or maybe I didn't do the knowledge. But to right now, 22 years of physically manifesting myself within this physical shell, I never seen no mammal with no eggs. So do the knowledge. The black woman, which what happened was in the bone marrow of the black woman, she has lost this ability because her X chromosome is not as strong as potential anymore. So she has lost this ability. So don't try to get smart and say, well, when I see a woman, I'm gonna do it, because that is no longer a reality anymore. The reality now is that she doesn't have that ability unless we start genetically strengthening ourselves. But that's another topic. Now, getting back on,
Nature Boy could have easily been a melt. No, he couldn't have, because Nature Boy would have had to state sources. He would have had to state where his sources came from. He can't say that all of this information is his. Now, he could have been a good speaker if he state his sources and then take through sources and then bring it to the people, maybe. But we already know it wasn't about that. It was about forming a cult. It was all about forming a cult. You have to have some good information to bring people to you. Y'all keep losing sight of what's going on. I showed you guys when he was still sitting up in that house in Atlanta, the man already manifested people serving him. He already manifests people serving him hand and foot, and what he says goes, because he was always a narcissistic, allegedly, I'm not a doctor, he was always a narcissistic psychopath. I don't know why he yelling, girl. He was always a narcissistic psychopath. This is just to will you in. I'm trying to teach y'all the con game while it's in front of you, and y'all worrying about him being a multi-millionaire. No, this is the con game. There's nothing great about nothing that they're doing, because it's all a con. Darkness disappears. That's what I was thinking too, Mika. Huh? It's dark. The light disappeared, fool. Yeah. I'm trying to teach y'all game. And this is why a lot of the young people who don't know no better took to them too. They ain't know no better. They didn't know these people wanted to be gods, the same God that they say don't exist. They wanted to be the man that says don't exist. They wanted to be gods in their own light. Both agents serve to you on one plate. Eat that up. Bam, bam, bam. Hey, Brandy, baby. Welcome, sweetie. Exactly. This is all the con game. They're going to hit you with some information at first. They're going to hit you with what sounds good. And remember, they always got to start off bigging up women. They all have to start off bigging up women. Once you hear men start bigging up women, run. And run. Run.
Energy in the world. That's what
Facts. Now getting back on point. Facts. Now what happens is the black woman was able to produce semen in her bone marrow and release this semen out of what you call her Bartholin glands through what you call the Bartholin duct. Now the Bartholin gland is two small pea-shaped, pea-sized organs on each side of the woman's vagina, and you barely can see them because they are underneath the layer of the skin of the vagina. But if you feel around, you can feel them. They feel like little bumps. Now those Bartholin glands secrete liquid, fluid, out of what you call the Bartholin duct directly into the chute of the vagina. And this is how a woman's vagina now gets wet. She don't need your help to get wet. So now picture her getting wet. At one point in time, this moisture contained semen. And when she got wet, she impregnated herself and gave birth. And this was going down up until the fact our ancestors came down here and due to genetic engineering, we were created to be her bodyguard. And now when you look at the Caucasian, by him taking your mind away, and this is why I'm finna go into any creative, put this in your mental lab.
We created the man to be the bodyguard for what? Y'all still ain't answer what y'all bodyguarding. The bodyguard for what? Okay. He had weak men impressed with his swag. Confidence and spiritual talk. Begging to follow him into Central America. I didn't even have to do much to get people there. What do you mean you? What do you mean I didn't even have to do much to get people there? What do you mean by that, Sat? You meant him? Because you said the word I. You said I didn't even have to do much to get people there. What do you mean by that? Who is the I that you're talking about? You or Nature Boy? Because you said the word I. What does that mean? No, I meant he. Now, I don't know about that, Sat. I don't know about that. But if you say so, well, if you remember from the beginning, he was paying people to come out there. He had got a hold of some money and he paid people to come out there. That the pot was really big. That's why you hear them all say in the beginning, he took care of us. He paid for everything. So just in case you didn't believe him and you didn't have the money, he was buying their tickets and stuff like that. So he did that so we can think that all of them people left everything and followed him. But in no, I mean, they did leave everything and follow him, but he paid for it. So we wouldn't know the difference. So we can think that he had a big crowd there, but in all reality, he paid them. The woman created men to work for her. That's why I'm saying people need to make up their mind, you know. And I'm not with the flip flopping. Oh, it. Okay. The aliens done got into young Pharaoh's head. For 3 years, they was playing with her.
The creation is always in the nature of the creator. And I'm finna go into that. Now, we were created to be the bodyguards of the black woman. Why? Me using my divine intellect, I would like to say maybe because the ancestors knew they was finna take a 3,600 year leave and they didn't want to leave God alone. So they left God with bodyguards. Why does this make sense? Because the Caucasian does what? He takes the black man out the picture. Why? Because it leaves the black woman open season. And what do he do with the black woman? He crush her mentally. He don't crush her physically. Even in slavery, somebody like me, I was killed on a boat. I didn't even make it. I was killed on a boat. They was making an example of me on a beach shore of Africa before I even got to the Atlantic Ocean. So what they did was they take us out the picture. They put us in jail, or they give us a patrilineal mentality to make us separate ourselves from our woman. And when
Young Pharaoh, you just contradicted yourself. You have me really confused. So we created you guys, right? According to you, we created you to protect us, right? This is supposed to be in the beginning, before the Caucasians even came, right? Because we're supposed to be the first people on earth. So we created you guys to protect us. And then the next breath you say, with the next breath you go, and they play with the women's minds and they took the men away from the women. So honestly, we didn't need to create you guys. So in all reality, what was the purpose of creating a man for our protection, and he couldn't protect us, so we were still left by ourselves? Could somebody help me with that one? He said that we created man to protect us, right? I don't know what we was protecting. We don't know what the heck that they was protecting us from. Okay? So then now the Caucasian man comes, and then they crush us, they work with our minds, and they took the men away from women. So God damn it, we created the wrong people then. We didn't need you after all. So obviously we didn't need you guys after all, because we end up the mic dusty, line is dusty, t-shirts dusty, everybody dusty. Why? I don't know, but Nature Boy really do look dusty. Hi, Demetrius. 2,000 years later, whatever, Nicole, whatever.
when you got all these single mothers or even Section 8 or welfare, what do they tell the black woman? You can have this, but it can't be no man in your house. So what the white man does is he tells the black woman, be independent. Be independent of your bodyguard. You don't need no black man. I'll be your man. I'll be your imaginary man. I'm gonna give you a house for free, Section 8. I'm gonna feed you food stamps, WIC checks for your child. But all in return for me being your man, he can't be your man. So what the white man does is he uses his patrilineal system to get us to not only get out the picture, but to believe it's right for us to be out the picture. Because when you're not your baby.
Listen. That still got me confused. If We created you guys. Somewhere along the line, we went wrong, or you guys are not protectors. And we still went wrong, thinking you guys, we created a male species that's useless to us. Because at the end of the day, you did not protect us. So once they took you from us, we still had to hold our own, right? We still had to hold our own. We had to hold our own because our protectors did not protect us. Yeah, but like I tell you guys, anytime you hear, I get that Sat. Both of these men have parent issues. It's all double talk in order to get to the panties. To the panties. Yes, women produce too many ungrateful men. I have to agree. And I didn't say this. They said that. This is what they said. I didn't say this. Don't come trying to get mad at me and my chat. Me and my chat is correct. We're going off what they're saying. And they're telling us the purpose of you guys being in existence was to protect us. And then they removed you from us. So we wasn't protected anymore. Then you went into, well, I'm your man. You want this welfare? Why did we need welfare? Because y'all men wasn't protecting us. Why did we need WIC? Because the men was not able to, all these things that the men supposed to do, the men wasn't doing it. We got to go back in time. So it could be just only women, please. Nick said, huh? Nick, I didn't say these things. They said it. I didn't say anything. This is what they're saying. I'm just saying. Couldn't nobody protect nobody's sack. Let's stop. Let's stop it. Nobody could not protect nobody from Nature Boy. Point blank and period. Nobody could not protect nobody. They all had to sit around and see each other get abused. Everybody got beat on, slapped on. Something happened to all of them. And couldn't nobody do nothing. So let's stop saying what Solar could have did and what this one couldn't. Could none of them do nothing. It was what Nature Boy said, and that's it. It's what Nature Boy said, and that's it. He's not there. Let's talk about the thank you, Brandy. Let's talk about what we got in front of us. He's not making sense. If the men were there taking care of their family, then the white man couldn't infiltrate the community. What's the heck he is saying? Who produced the woman if women produce men? I don't even know, because they said it ain't no God, right? They said God ain't do this. The woman just came out of nowhere. It was all women. And then we needed protection. So then we created men by ourselves for our protection. Like, first of all, like how you knew it was going to be a boy? Like when you knocked up, even if you supposedly got knocked up by yourself, how did you know it was going to be just men that was born? Y'all got me confused. One of these men could have protected the woman and left the group. No, none of them protected the woman. Even though Vibes did not do anything with Nature Boy, Keys didn't protect her neither. Keys did not go up and say why you was touching my woman, blah, blah, blah. And Shaka talk all that crap. He couldn't protect Azine ass neither. They all snuck out. They all snuck out or they left. Ain't nobody stepped to Nature Boy ready to fight and protect none of them for they women. Let me know who Nature Boy violated and they man stepped to Nature Boy and was ready to fight him. I'll wait. True eating gizzards. Yeah, this video was a while back, Brandy. This is a throwback. The first time Sa welcome Young Fat. I played this before, but I have a lot of new people. So I'm just showing it again so you guys can see it again. When you got that cult mentality, you do what the leader says or else. Can't say what you would do if you've never been there. Exactly. I'm sick of people saying what they would have did. Just like when a woman is in an abusive relationship. How many women go, I would have did this. I would have did that. That them narcissistic people is crazy. The best thing you could do was go. The minute you could get out that door, run and never come back. That's the best thing you could do for these narcissistic men. That's the best thing you can do is run. Them men, them narcissistic men, they get supply off of hearing you crying, yelling, screaming, hitting you, then gaslighting you, then love bombing you. It's a complete circle. Hey, your boy Smooth. Thank you so much. Welcome. Don't forget to hit that like. Hit that like. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, let's go back to being confused. I don't know what the hell either one of them is talking about. I don't know. They got me confused.
Baby mother life, you don't say damn. Most black men don't say damn, well, this is God. Let me be in her life for God. Even if we don't get along, let me form her. Nope. Most black men just be like, man, fuck that bitch. I don't know whatever. Fuck that bitch. I can't stand that bitch. She got me on child support. This, that, and the third. So what you doing is you are sharing the same mentality as the Caucasian. Now, how does this tie into the creation is in the nature of the creator? Because let's look at African creations versus Caucasian creations. A pyramid was like a giant power plant, but even though it supplied electricity to the entire ancient civilization known as Kemet, Ethiopia, all in that region, even though it supplied electrical energy to that entire land, guess what it didn't do? It didn't pollute not one natural organic organism. Why? Because the creator was the black man who is natural, God. So anything we create is going to be in sync with nature. So when you go to the Caucasian, damn, well, when he create giant electrical conductors, he pollute the whole motherfucking block. I'm in New York right now. This is my first time. I'm driving. I'm scared of smoke demon about to come out the ground. There's smoke coming out the ground, electricity everywhere. So the Caucasian takes our science, but since he's not supposed to have it, when he creates, since he is unnatural, everything he creates does not cater to nature. Just like the guy said, there was no such thing as an organic fruit. The Caucasian was grafted from us. So when you say it's not about black and white, it's exactly about black and white. Because when a white man creates something, he's unnatural, so his creation will be in the favor of nature. So now with that being said, we are organic fruit. He's a GMO.
Oh God, stop it. They are, let me tell you, I saw what she say, you know, Sat guy say something to interrupt the show. But Sat says, Nature Boy did not want alpha males in the group. Either Flair was starting to get mad, but he only planned to be there temporarily. Professor Natural left with his woman. Again, you the one brought up the word protection. I didn't bring it up. You said Solar did not protect her. I didn't bring it up. You did, right? So you just answered your own question. And like I said, nobody stepped up to fight Nature Boy over their woman. And second of all, you don't know for sure if True is alpha or not alpha. True served his time in one of the armed forces. True, he doesn't know for sure if True is alpha or not. He don't know if True is going to sit up there and use some of the techniques that he learned in the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines. He doesn't know that. But how you going to say we natural? Everybody who was in Nature Boy's camp, I guarantee you, if they was for to go camping, they would not know what to do. They couldn't build a fire on their own. They had to buy the tents. They can't make a tent. They let them be out there with them real people who go, them Caucasians. They know the land very well. You don't see black folks going camping in the real nature. They do that real nature stuff. They bought water. Why? Because they didn't know how to clean water. But they so nature. Whatever. Call in the CDC to take that mofo away. Poor couch. I know everybody sat on that couch. Correct. Maybe Tron could. See the word could have. But the other members were, again, nobody, you're saying the same thing that I'm saying, Sat. No man there was able to protect their woman. Not one. The funk staying on top. Not one. I'm still waiting for you to give me an absolute man. That even Phoenix, when he didn't like what Nature Boy was doing to his woman, he said something and left, but he did not go all up in Nature Boy, ready to fight and protect his woman. Phoenix got out of Dodge. Even Rambo ass was sitting up there with his head hanging low. Keys, his head hanging low. When the men left, their head was hanging low. When you say no, I didn't say no man. I said no man in carbonation protect their women. Don't ask me why. I'm not in carbonation. But I would tell you, when you decided to say Solar could not protect her, my answer was no man in carbonation was able to protect their woman. I said, if a man did protect his woman and was ready to fight Nature Boy to protect his woman, tell me who. Tell me who. You went into a whole nother question I didn't say.
Wasn't no damn GMOs until the GMO humanoid being was walking the motherfucking planet. So how do you let the GMO, the genetically modified organism, because if you want to say, oh, the white man not a GMO, we know that cells we know that atoms create molecules, molecules create cells, cells create tissues, tissues create organs, organs create organisms. So we know that the white man himself is an organism just like us. He's just the most unnatural organism. He's like when you get a cut and you don't bandage it or tend to it right and you get a fungus. That's him. And you letting the fungus now replace your beautiful skin. So with that being said, black man, you share the mentality with the genetically modified organism on the planet Earth I hope you happy for yourself.
Let me ask you one more question. Because I think you take the record from my brother Red Pill and Sankofa as brother Longwind. But it's all right. I love it. I love it because you're dropping powerful information right now. 22 years old, family. The young God Pharaoh Allah is here in the building. And my brother Nature Boy. We're going to change that boy at the end of nature. That's what the white man call us. The white man call us boys. So we're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Now, before we get to this presentation, because I know the family out there is waiting.
At Jocelyn Main, style is what you make it. Make it eclectic, artful.
Got one more question. I want to let you know, if they're not doing it already, you probably already in battle with them. The Hebrew Israelites, when they see exposing the lies the Bible is based off of astrology, they're going to come at you. If they ain't already. Are you prepared to because I was chopping it up with my brother Captain Tazoriak. And he have his brothers out there. Me and him was talking about putting on a youth debate. I think that'd be awesome. So he have a brother out there who he called Katazat. And I'm definitely already coming for my brother, the secret weapon that I got, Pharaoh Allah right here. When they come at you, brother, are you prepared to jump in the ring with these brothers here, use a PowerPoint presentation, going into a youth debate with the brothers?
Let me tell you something. I'm in tune with nature, and I understand that melanin is condensed sunlight, and
After that baby passed away, Solar could have taken Zoka out of there. They would have been protected. First of all, that's not the first baby who passed away there, Sat. So what are you talking about? After Piggly Wiggly lost her baby, hello, why didn't Musa take her out of there? After Fufu lost her baby, why didn't Tron take her out of there? Why, when Velvet lost her baby, why didn't her first baby, why didn't oh my God, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but y'all know his name. Why didn't he? Remember, she was pregnant from Homeboy first. Nobody left with their women after their baby passed away. So what are you talking about? What are you really talking about? What's the man named Omac? Yes. So what are you talking about? When Velvet first lost Omac baby, why didn't he take her? When Piggly Wiggly lost Moose's baby, why didn't Moose take her? What is your point? What is your point? Every last person was scared, brainwashed, and they all went through the same exact thing. Even when Nature Nut was telling that girl, I think she was 7 or 8 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant, to jump up that damn cliff. Why didn't Pisces sit up there and say, nah, man, my girl pregnant. She ain't jumping off no cliff. So what? What are you saying? Okay, so that these weak men could have taken a woman out, but exactly. So it goes back to what I said. Not one man there. So if you know the answers, why are you asking me? You know the answers already. I don't think she's in Tennessee. I don't think so. I don't think she's in Tennessee, but I don't know. I don't know. Because she said, I see a strange car coming to me, and I'm way over here and you way over there. and I see a strange car, like, didn't they pick you up from the airport or something? I don't know. These people is just asleep, Yeah, Jack. Exactly, Jack. Exactly. Sat asking questions that she know the answer to, but in all reality, she's really trying to get on Solar to make Solar seem like a punk, and all of them were punks. Every last one was a punk. What? They said she left. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, she's with her grandma. Okay. Well, then she couldn't come to my house. So you got the 3 women who had babies, them the ones who still there, right? Because they can't face their kids. They rather support Nature Boy than go see their kids. That's some effed up stuff. I'd rather sit back and give Nature Boy full support because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back and see my son. I'm going to sit up here and support because, once they go back to their kids, it's going to be a little different. So I'd rather still stay anywhere but face my child that I left. And y'all want us to sit up here and listen to 2 females who rather face jail time, who rather hear talk for Nature Boy rather than face their own kid. That's y'all some sorry excuses as women. And y'all want to call them goddesses and all this other stuff. Thank you, Demetrius. You're more than welcome. So, basically, I want to stay here in Cape Renee. I want to do everything possible because that's what that's all about. That is what that is all about. They don't want to face their kids. That's why everybody was able to leave. They acting like they rolling for Nature Boy, but in all reality, they don't want to face the child that they children that they left. That's what that's about. Because now you got a bunch of new answers. A bunch of new questions, sorry. You got a bunch of new questions. Now you got the child going, mommy, mommy, mommy. And the child gonna want to hug. You don't know if you're gonna give the child. If you don't know if you want to give the child a hug or not, because you're so embarrassed that you left them. You left them. Yeah, because his dusty calls aren't recorded, don't think he's not going to still be calling. Yeah, you're 100% correct. He's still calling the shots. He is still calling the shots over the telephone. That is a definitely. But see, what makes them guilty, and this is why I'm not participating in anybody who wants to come up here and say maybe she lied. Because my thing is this. I don't want to hear it because up until that interview came out, them girls they didn't have a freaking thread. They didn't have a thread. They didn't have a line to pull on. Why y'all wasn't been promoting this stuff before? And not the mind you, the Tierney's video been out. That interview was out. If you, like I said before, if you guys was there and you guys was witnesses, I could even go with, well, I don't know what happened when they got in the room, but she definitely wasn't forced. She went on her own account. and we wasn't going to do nothing to her. Nature Boy said, don't do nothing to her. They couldn't say that part, but they could have said, we wasn't going to do nothing to her. We had no reason to bother her. She said they never said that. They never said that. Why didn't they say that? Why didn't the girl say, nah, we just walked her outside to make sure she got in a cab because Nature Boy is responsible for her and he sent us out there to make sure she got in the Uber. They never said that. These are things they could have said on their own. Why would you wait till an interview come out? Y'all people stupid. Y'all people stupid. Talking about, well, we gonna watch the truth. It ain't the truth. The truth is you were there. You supposed to tell us what happened. Why did you walk her to the car? Well, we walked to the car because Nature Boy was like, make sure she good and everything. And then, when he asked her to come upstairs, we didn't think nothing of it because she always go upstairs anyway. When they didn't say nothing. They still ain't saying nothing. But y'all, yeah. She said they made love and this and that. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. I don't want to hear it. They were selling goods this Saturday. Yeah, Bambi with the big feet. You don't understand what I'm saying? That's why y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful because they're telling their story off of hearsay. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. If you was there, you could have painted your own picture. Why didn't you paint your own picture? You gonna sit up there and gonna go off her interview. Why you didn't paint your own picture? Why you didn't describe what happened? If you wanted Nature Boy free so bad, you the eyewitness, you were there. Now you could say, I don't know what happened in the bedroom, but I knew that we wasn't going to touch her. We was not going to jump her. We was not going to do anything to her. So she had no right to be scared. They never said that shit. They kept saying they was going off what the interview said. Well, if she was so scared, why she go back upstairs? No, the better thing was for her to say was she went back upstairs because we wasn't going to do nothing to her. We wasn't bothering her. They couldn't say that. You know why? Because they did make that girl scared. That's why they never said we didn't make her scared, because they had her scared. Y'all people, y'all fall for the okie doke if y'all want to. That's why they reading her letter. They are not telling no parts of nothing or what part they played. Because they would have been said it. They would have been said, nah, I ain't got no beef with her. I wasn't going to fight her. We wasn't going to do nothing to her. Why the fuck they say? Why didn't they say that? And then I am going to put on a damn, well, I got some questions. Answer these questions. No, your questions are invalid. Tell me what happened out your own mouth. What happened that day out your own mouth? You were there. You're a witness. If she was scared, y'all didn't let us know that it was no need for her to be scared. Y'all read her. Y'all talking about her damn interview. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. No, there is no freaking doubts. Because you could have just said from the beginning, we was not going to touch that girl. We didn't run after her to fight her or nothing. We just went downstairs to make sure she get in the car. They never said that. They never. This is just combination scrambling like roaches because they don't know the outcome of the case. Yes. That man was going crazy. Now, what happened to the free job people? Job free now. Y'all ain't happy that job's free, right? It don't matter that job is free now, right? He ain't being controlled no more. Y'all not happy for that though, right? I thought it was let's do it for the babies. We don't know that Terry never said any other person witnessed debate, although I'm not talking about the Terry sat. I'm talking about the 4 blind mice. I'm talking about the 4 blind mice right now. I'm saying they was witnesses and they was there. They could have said, I don't know what happened in that room. But remember, he said false imprisonment. Now, they could have let us know she wasn't false imprisoned. We was not going to do nothing to her. She even left. We just helped her downstairs and we was just telling her goodbye. They never said that. They never said it. They never said that, we did not take her stuff. We told her to take her stuff and go. They never said that. No, they don't want to work, Jack. This is the part that people is missing. They're too busy going off of Naturi's interview. Damn her interview. I'm talking about 4 months before that. When y'all was, only thing y'all had to say was, he would never do that. She couldn't get what she wanted and they was mad. Fuck that. I want to know, was she scared because of you or not? Because you girls was going to jump her or not. That's the first thing y'all should have classified. And whoever's watching this, I know y'all can go back and tell them what I said so they can fix their story and make it sound better. F out of here. F out of here. Baby John's free. What? Baby John's free. What? Hypocrites. I want to talk about the truth. I thought it would say Baby John. Terry did something right. She freed Baby John, right? Did Terry free Baby John? Is Baby John under his ass now? He got them legs in the air. He got them legs in the air. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Damn hypocrites. Bunch of hypocrites. Oh, we're going to tell the truth. Nobody know the damn truth. He guilty of a lot of things. But not, yeah, she's still pushing 3. But Baby Jai is free. Baby Jai is free. Baby Jai never was a kid up until Nature Boy went to jail. Baby Jai was never a kid until Nature Boy went to jail. What happened to the free Jai? I knew Sheba wasn't leaving. And the Terry didn't do nothing. She gave that boy 4 months of being a regular freaking child. If she ain't do nothing else, that boy is a regular child. Because if Nature Boy come out, we already know Sheba is going back. So, how long Nature Boy is in jail, that's how long that baby got a chance to be a regular freaking kid. Instead of around a bunch of stinking old men watching the funk, smelling the funk every minute, and they acting like damn babes and stuff all around him. That's all they doing is pumping. Ain't nobody cared about that little boy being in there. Stop it. This fly is getting on my nerves. Seriously. Ugh. That's good. The baby is out that house. Thank you. That's all that matters. Forget the grown adults. Exactly, Demetrius logic. That's why I'm not dealing with these hypocrites. Ain't no way in the world everybody gonna call this man a narcissistic sociopath and he needs, oh God. Oh yeah, I am getting off soon. 75, I can't stand Nick. But either way, right? I'm not staying up with y'all this long, okay? I can't stay here. But the jury already got it. Remember, Tabitha knew about the interview already. Tabitha already knew about the interview. She knew about it. Y'all failed to realize when the girl brought it up, she had a rebuttal for it. Okay? And then you guys got to remember, they may make Naturi see a therapist, right? Oh, I come on live at like 7 o'clock, about 7 o'clock every day if Lord's willing. Thank you, Brandy. They may, even though she said the word make love and stuff like that, let's not forget she was in a cult. They may make her see a therapist to find out how messed up her mind really is. Because when your mind is messed up, you say stuff that don't make sense. They are going to have a doctor, a therapist there some way, somehow. It's going to be a therapist there. Because you got some women that's still proclaiming him as God, and you got everybody else all messed up in the head since they left Nature Boy. So don't be too fast to say that interview, which I wouldn't have done. You are 100% correct. But some of the things she said, you would have to make sure she was in her right state of mind when she said it. That's the part you guys are forgetting. She might have said made love, but in all reality, she said the word manipulated, and he got me again. But she's not in the right state of mind. This is not a regular bait victim. This is a victim who got baked in a cult. A cult is different. Just like a lot of young girls, they continue to have sex with their abuser, who could have been a cousin, a uncle, or whoever. Look how long, what's his name? God dang it, the real dark-skinned one, Caliber. Look how long Caliber said he was having XXX with his cousin. And they are cousins. Look how many times he said that she would pretend that she's sleeping, but I know she ain't sleeping. That girl was getting baked too. She's in her bed. How do you know she's pretending that she's sleeping? Unless you went up in that room and started touching her. Is it Caliber? The real dark one who was just not cute at all. But I'm just saying, she was getting baked every night too. But people let that pass. So psychologically, that girl had all messed up. Psychologically, that girl head is all messed up. Her head was so messed up that she started to think her cousin was her man. Did y'all forget that? You got True, who forgot that his sisters was his sisters, and then got drunk and said he don't know what happened. And then nobody thought about what's going on with his two sisters. It ain't Tuesday morning yet. I got 1 minute. Within 1 minute, it'll be Monday morning. It's still Sunday. It'll be Monday in 1 minute. I got 30 seconds left. Let me finish this out. I'm sick of y'all. First of all, nope, it ain't 12:01. It's still, it's just hit 12 o'clock here. So y'all 1 minute faster than me. First of all, Sat, what happened to make it a rundown? What makes it a rundown? Right? What makes it a rundown? Nature Boy would have to say, go and get him. It ain't like the Cherry had to go. But the Cherry never put her hands on her. It was Zoka and Fufu. Fufu the one was trying to hit her and go at her and everything. The Cherry just put her hands in her face. The Cherry was talking a lot of crap, but the Cherry did never put her hands on Malaya. But Nature Boy everything still happened through Nature Boy. Why we gotta keep going through this? Everything happens through Nature Boy. Y'all sat right there and saw the video. When Nature Boy said, go get her. They was just standing there at first. Then Nature Boy said, go get her. So Cherry had to do what was said, or they'll turn around and beat her up. Y'all know the routine. Y'all act like y'all don't know the routine. They are suffering from Stockholm syndrome, as well as mental issues. It's sad what this idiot has done to them. Yeah, and they want him out of jail, Brandy. They want this psychopath out of jail. They want this psychopath out of jail. Can you believe that? All the people is now picking sides. Who's lying? Who ain't lying? This is why she's lying. I'm like, really? Really? Baby Josh free. I don't see nobody happy that Baby Josh free. So when Nature Nut comes back out of jail and Baby Josh back there being misused, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about no Baby Josh. Baby Josh free now. But the people who is working to get Nature Boy out of jail, I wish you would come on my face talking about some free Baby Josh. And believe me, I know who you guys are. I know who you are. I get around.
I emit the same electromagnetic frequency as the sun. But that being said, the sun don't gotta prepare for no asteroid. When you come, you get incinerated. Why? Because nobody can withstand the truth. The sun is the truth. It's the light. Even in y'all religion, y'all understand this principle as well as the light or the Son of God. So with that being said, I'm God, the Son of God, and both of them together. I'm him. I'm Super Saiyan Goku. You don't want to do that. So with that being said, as far as debating, it's two sides of that. If somebody can receive the truth from me through a debate, then I'll give it to you that way. But like I said, I'm not here to crush your ego because I'm a spirit guy. Your ego doesn't exist. So just for you being fictitiously inside of that, you already lost to yourself. So with that being said, if you want to learn the truth as an Israelite, I will teach you, because unlike you wish to accept, we are brothers. And I'm your brother that you can't hate that you hate because I get good grades in school and I think I'm goody two shoes, but I'm still your brother. And you the one that's fucking up in life. But it's okay because I love you. We come from the same mother, which is Mother Earth. So for Israelites to say things like, that African people are not my brothers. Well, science says we share the same genetic DNA and bloodline. So who told you that? An invisible man in the sky told you that? And I just showed forth and proved how the patrilineal system came from the Caucasian. And I want to say this, and I'll break this down in my build I'm finna give in a minute. We have what you call the law of cause and effect. If I take this phone and I drop it, it's going to break. The effect is the phone being broke, but the cause is me dropping the phone. This is allegorical to the Caucasian in religion. If the Caucasian was never manifested, then Christianity, even the word Israelite itself, would never be manifested. So the effect is you being an Israelite, but the cause is the physical manifestation of a Caucasian. So you not only share a patrilineal mentality with what you deem your brother and deem me not your brother, which is exactly what he wants you to think, but you now base your whole existence off of the ideology which was created by a genetically modified organism. So with that being said, everything that Israelites believe, whether it be fact or non-fact, we'll save that for the debate. I'm dealing with the forum here, only takes place in a 6,000 year forum. So now with that being said, if the Israelites you choose to, I don't care what Bible you wanted, you can get every Bible that they ever made and lay them all out together. All of them, the Bible says God created Eve from Adam's rib. I just show forth and prove that was a lie. So if you keep running around the street believing that, what the fuck is you think? Was you smoking crack? What's wrong with you? Science proves that you come from a woman. They even call it the Eve gene, the mitochondria Eve gene. Even when you like, okay, I heard, how you say his name? Tashariak, if you watching this, I heard you say one time on YouTube that the father, whoever the father gives birth to, that's the seed. It's the lineage. But that's scientifically incorrect, because we know that the lineage, the bloodline, is passed on from the mother. And how can the father gene be the dominant gene when the tail part of the sperm, which is the mitochondria part of the sperm, breaks off and doesn't even make it into the woman's ovum or her egg? So how the fuck is you influencing this child, or you think you the dominant persuader in this child, and all your genes don't even make it into the ovum? So how is the child the seed of the father? It's the seed of the mother. Only thing your sperm is an electrical charge to remind the egg of the woman to do what it once was doing before she lost her power to do it without you. So with that being said, you allow religion.
Does Pharaoh have some facts on that, y'all? See, y'all want to condemn him for everything. Nah, this young motherfucker at this time, he was on his shit. I mean, that's a good argument that he's bringing forth. I got to rewind that right there. How he went in on that. That's kind of deep right there, y'all.
Exist. Taking in this information from the Caucasian in his Hollywood projection of what you call Candyman. And Candyman scared the shit out of me because he was the only killer in the hood, and that's where the fuck I was at. And he wasn't coming to get me while I was pissing. So my subconscious mind believed that that was real. And for me, that was real, but it's not. And it took for me to tap into the left hemisphere of my brain to find out it was real. So Israelite brothers, my ego is down. I'm asking you as a black African who understand we are brothers and sisters, that what you believe is not real. It's synonymous to the same way the white man gave me Candyman is the same way he gave you Israelite, Hebrew, all that shit is not real. So if I debate you, you are going to be arguing with me with Disney World, and I'm going to be arguing with you with NASA. We know Mickey Mouse ain't real, but we know that Mercury is 36 million miles approximately from the sun. So my shit tangible, and your shit, you can just make your shit up as we go. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to debate, and that's how I can get the truth to you, that's how I'll get it to you. But if you will just allow this DNA that's speaking to you, let my DNA open your DNA up. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, Israelites. One thing that y'all religions, and not just Israelite, the Bible, Muslim, all y'all religions have the same concept in the end. And I'm going to go into that. And what's that concept? We don't want to go into details, because details, first of all, I know I'm arguing something allegorical, so I don't want to argue with you about Fantasyland. I want to argue the structure. What is the structure of all religion? Some people get oppressed all through the fucking book, and then at the end, somebody always comes from the sky for their chosen people. That's what all religions believe, including you. You waiting.
When pain says it's time to go home, I say,
for your Messiah. Well, guess what? When your Messiah get here, he gonna ask you, why the fuck didn't you listen to me when I tried to tell you who the fuck you was? Because you ain't been addressing him or her right. Because your Messiah is actually a her. So now with that being said, If you don't believe in extraterrestrial beings, which are in the Bible, and I can show you the verses if you get ready to say, how the fuck you gonna say aliens is real? Well, in Ezekiel chapter 1, the whole damn near the whole chapter is about him dealing with UFOs and other parts in the Bible. So first of all, read your book for real, for real. Now, with that being said, if you don't understand who you come from, which is what we conceptualize as the Anunnaki, because the name is just a name. We're going to say melanated beings who possess a certain amount of intelligence and wisdom and are able to travel interstellarly. If you don't understand that you are descendants of them and you think that you brothers to somebody who has only been on the planet for 6,101 years, when I can prove that black people have 76 trillion years worth of history, so you going to say I'm not your brother, and we started in the universe, my nigga. We started in the universe as prokaryotic cells, which originated as a genetic offspring. So the apple going to tell the red apple going to tell the green apple, you ain't my brother, even though we both organic, but the GMO apple is my brother. Sit your silly ass down and use the left hemisphere of your brain. And I'm saying this with love, but I speak powerfully and I say what I want to say. So if you're taking this egotistically, please don't. If you want to get egotistical, I will shut you down with spiritual sunlight if I have to. But I'm just speaking to teach people, stop letting these crackers program our subconscious, because you become what I call a Negro bot. So with that being said, first of all, you don't.
22 years old out there, family.
So with that being said, anybody, and I don't think you want to get nobody young to debate me, because my soul is you're not ready for this. I'm reincarnated. So when you see me, know I was here already. I'm just delivering a message that you didn't get a couple thousand years ago, and that's a fact. So you might want to, if you want to debate, y'all might as well get in the line. Y'all might as well get in the line and get every book y'all got. But just do me a favor, bring a lighter, bring some gas, some gasoline, because you gonna have to light that shit on fire when I'm done with this shit. So fantasy can never beat reality. Water is wet. That's what I ain't never heard one motherfucker on the planet debate that water was wet. We never had a debate. No, it's dry even when it's in the air, it's wet. It's moisture. So the truth is the truth. Yo shit is not organic. Yo shit is not real. It is a fantasized construct being fed to the subconscious mind of the black person to make him go against himself and the black woman. Period. I don't care about the stories. I don't care about none of that fantasy shit. The forum and the construct is patrilineal, which you can't deny. It was given to us at our lowest level of existence, which was slavery, which you can't deny. And ever since it's been given to us, we have been fucked up, which you can't deny. So now, getting back on the point of me saying the creation is in the nature of the creator, black people, let's say a sword, right? Average motherfucker can't pick no sword up and fight with it. Why? Because the creation is in the nature of the creator. The sword is made organically from the metallic minerals of the earth. It is forged. You have to know how to create it. So it takes intelligence even for you to create this weapon. And then not just that, you have to be spiritually, not just physically, but spiritually and mentally disciplined to fight with it. If you don't train or use your mind, you can't use this weapon. What does that mean? That the gods, the melanated gods, were using their minds. So all our creations, you have to use your mind to use. So when it comes to a gun, that's a Caucasian creation. You don't need no skill for that. You pick it up, aim and squeeze, bang. It doesn't take no spiritual or mental discipline to use a firearm. So our creations are in the nature of us. Their creations are in the nature of them. When we were doing us and thriving, not just in Kemet, because I don't get stuck there like a lot of people do. I go back 76 trillion years. You got 65 million year old pyramids, and I goes there with it. So when we was thriving there and traveling interstellarly, we were thriving. According to this system, that was our nature and our creator. As soon as we got they shit, they religious creation, we've been fucked up. Why? Because we running around with the spiritual and mental construct of that creator, which is the Caucasian, who conducts the lowest amount of love, which is sunlight, due to not having little to no melanin. So you are wondering why your community fucked up. You out here running around with a damn looking like it's Halloween, yelling at people, acting crazy because you have the mentality.
I'm sorry, guys. I remember the last time a young pharaoh put us to sleep. Remember, Nick, when young pharaoh put us all to sleep. I woke up, I dozed off like, damn, he's still talking. Well, pardon me. Maybe they'll give somebody else the mic.
mentality of a slave master, because you have taken on his creation and you have taken on the nature of the creator, and our creator gonna get in that ass.
Let's get it in. We
All
ready.
right.
We on.
All right. Screen in there.
We should have brought our own water to save ourselves.
All
right, let's go.
right, y'all. Before I give my presentation, if y'all asking what is God, so I don't just leave y'all empty, I want to say that God is the highest extent of the mind, which uses elements and matter to express itself. It is a it, not a he or a she. It is the he and she combined again and again. Once again, God is the highest extent of the mind, which uses elements and matter to express itself. I am the physical manifestation of God, which is set into effect due to a cause of thought put in place 76 trillion years ago, which caused noon or the primordial waters, which is the Egyptian goddess concept of the universe, giving birth to stars. Stars explode, give birth to carbon. Carbon physically composes and creates a physical body, and I transmute and project my soul into this body to give you this message.
Try not to hit that.
Facts.
Picking it up.
Right.
Next one, like what?
Got you. So let's get started.
Let's get it in.
Now, this presentation, family, is called Exposing the Lies. The Bible is based off astrology. This is not a debate. This is a teaching.
That's right.
This is not a debate. This is a teaching. So whatever religion this applies to, if you are under that doctrine, incorporate this into whatever you believe to see where you, the zodiac sign. It don't move around us. We move around it. You come into another sign on a yearly scale every 2,160 years. It takes 25,920 years to make this full revolution. So on a monthly,
time out. Let me get this right quick.
throw that on the neck.
Mm-hmm. That'll be better.
Boom.
That way you won't be hitting.
Right, we good.
Yeah.
So on a monthly scale, on a yearly scale, we travel around a zodiac sign, our solar system. It takes our entire solar system 25,920 years to travel 360 degrees in the universe. Now, on a monthly scale, it only takes 30 days for you to get into a particular zodiac sign. Because as we know, the earth revolves around the sun 365, well, really 360, but we're going to stay with the Gregorian calendar, 365 days a year. And every 30 days, it takes 30 days for the sun.
I win easier, faster, and more often than 99% of other entrepreneurs because of this.
To do for a month to go by. So every month you move into a different zodiac sign depending on your position around the earth. So in this 12 months in a year, and we all know that adds up to 360 without me having to go into that. That's just basic astrology you can go on your newspaper and get. Now right here is a picture that I've customized and put together to give you a synopsis of the zodiac sign according to the grand scale of a year. So this is not according to months. This is according to years. So if it was months, it would be the 12 months starting at January and then going all the way around. We're doing years, so we're starting at 0. So as you see, we're starting at 0 degrees. Now, what you asking yourself right now is, damn, Pharaoh, why is 0 degrees starting at Virgo? Because on a monthly scale, you start at Aries on the zodiac. And on a monthly scale, the zodiac appears to go counterclockwise. This is counterclockwise. So according to the zodiac sign, on the regimen of 12 months, you start at Aries, and then you go to Taurus, then you go to Gemini, then you go to Cancer, then you go to Leo, then you go to Virgo. So on a scale of months, you start at Aries, and you work your way towards Virgo, and then till you come all the way around, you end at Pisces. So now, that would equate that the sun is traveling in the opposite direction around the zodiac sign on a celestial dome in a different.
No. That would mean that would be a Libra. It would not be Virgo. It would be Libra then. What are you talking about, young Pharaoh? If you're going straight across and it's supposed to be 0, then that would be start with Libra. It would not start with Virgo. Well, let's go. You start wanting to watch the commercial. I didn't graduate from job course to listen to this. Now I gotta go to bed for real. I'm serious. I'm gonna fast forward some of this anyway because it's useless.
Direction than the earth is rotating. So the earth, on a monthly scale, the zodiac sign seems to travel counterclockwise. On a yearly scale, it counters clockwise. It travels clockwise. This is clockwise. So now, since they travel opposite directions, it is in astrological format when you're doing astrology charts that you start on the opposite end because you go on the opposite way. So on a monthly scale, you start at Aries and you work your way around till you get to Pisces. On a yearly scale, you start at Virgo and you work your way around till you get to Libra.
I hate to bust y'all haters bubble, but young Pharaoh is right. The sun don't rotate like the earth does, but it does rotate. It just don't rotate like the earth.
We know that already. We know that already.
Days.
It's sun
right?
season. You
that
ain't
long,
know.
like a year basically to travel around. But the sun, it doesn't travel like the earth, but it still rotates. You see what I'm saying? So young Pharaoh is right when he says that. I know a lot of y'all like to hate, but I'm not going to hate on the brother. When he's giving you some real good information, I gotta take my hat off to
You don't
that.
even know what
So
being a
on the
Virgo
25,920 years that it takes for us to travel, we start in Virgo and we travel all the way around until you get to Libra. So once again, on a monthly scale, you start in Aries, you go to Taurus, you go to Gemini until you get all the way around to Pisces. On a yearly scale, you start at Virgo, you go to Leo, you go to Cancer, all the way around till you get to Libra. So once again, on a monthly scale, the zodiac sign travels counterclockwise. On a yearly scale, it travels clockwise. Months start at Aries, years start at Virgo. Next slide. Now I'm going to give you the definition of astrology. Astrology, according to Online Dictionary, states the study of how the positions of stars and movements of the planets have a supposed influence on events in the lives on the lives and behavior of people. Now, why does astrology, the difference between astronomy and astrology is astronomy with the N, astronomy is the study of the celestial bodies or heavenly bodies, being stars, planets, comets, meteorites, anything that is outside of our immediate exosphere or atmosphere or planet. Bible means sun book. In a book written called Soul Trap. You see the book. I'm not making these books up. You can go on Google right now, type in Holy Bible means Helios Biblio. These are all screenshots from my phone. This book will come from Dome. Yakub was born 8,367, so he's about just shy 300 years.
Here's a song about a brawny paper towel. Stand tall, tear small, and stop the waste. Let's save more towels, it's not.
Years of the age of Taurus. Now, a little history on Yakub without going into depth. I don't care what you believe. NOI teachings, I don't care what you believe. We know that whoever this person is, however specifically he did it, we don't care about the story. We know that he has something to do with creating a Caucasian race. Now, with that being said, Yakub, due to my personal research,
you will be getting the link, brother. You are a moderator. So without any further ado, let's get.
They break the first, let's just say gene down. They break the black from brown. They destroy the first level of pigmentation, and for all other instances, explicitly identify the mighty one as Yahweh. Now, matter of fact, let me keep going. The mesoteric pointing without a dagesh in the middle constant disassociates the epithet from the bull imagery of the northern Israelite cult and seeks to avoid confusion with Baal. Now, with that being said, Jacob is allegorical to the zodiac age, specifically being Taurus, which is the bull, because saying 2,160, we're just gonna say 2,000 years. That part of the Bible, Genesis, which is the origin or production of something, has to do with the 2,000 years within that zodiac palette of Yakub, who is Jacob, materializing the Caucasian race. Boom. Now let me show you it in your book. As you can see, this is an online King James Bible. I didn't want to bring my Bible. I screenshotted it. Genesis chapter 30. Genesis chapter 30, verse 32. This is the story of Jacob or Yakub separating Laban's flock. Laban's flock, as we know, you call people the flock, and whoever leads the people is the shepherd. It's allegorical. Galatians chapter 4, verses 22 through 24 states that the Bible is allegorical. It's not to be taken literally. It's written based off astrology. So now we are going to decipher this allegorical story, or to not allow interracial couples, because they know our genes are strong and we will literally reproduce them off the planet. So they lay us in the gutters. How? By not allowing us to reproduce with them. Or how? By white supremacy hidden agendas like homosexuality that stop you from reproducing with yourself. Now, verse 42. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban's flock, and the stronger were Jacob's. Now, verse 43. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and men servants, and camels, and asses. Now, this is allegorical to the Caucasian calls himself a mammal. We know it's allegorical. Galatians chapter 4, verse 24 states, which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which are Gendrith, to bondage, which is Agar. The main, most prominent ignored word is allegory. And remember, before I even started this build, I told you and showed you allegory is a story which is referring to characters or events that never actually happened.
No. Oh gosh. No. God, this mess is crazy, but she'll always throw it back. Oh, thank you, Angela. No. That's not what the two covenants meant. If you're going to talk about, I hate when people don't believe in the Bible, but then they want to talk about the Bible. You should get no information from the Bible. Why are you in there? Why are you in a book you don't believe in? The two covenants is one God made with the forefathers, and then he makes another covenant with us. I don't have the correct verse. I'll get the thing. I'll get the covenant is like a promise, right? I promise you guys this if you do that. That's what a covenant is. It's like a sacred promise, right? So I'm going to make a covenant with you guys. I'm going to make a promise. We're going to make a pact, So you guys go on and do this. If you guys do this, then this is what I'm going to do for you if you do this. But if you don't do this and you break the deal, then I'm going to do that. That's what a covenant is. That's that simple. And it's two covenants. Jeez Louise. Oh, I don't fast forward most of this. Yes, I have. These people getting on my nerves now. And they know I got to get up in the morning. They know I got things to do. I got a bunch of kids waiting for me. So I'm going to let this finish and rock out. And thanks to Sat for saying all the wrong things to prolong the damn video. Thank you so much, Sat. We appreciate you. You should know how to keep a stream going on forever. Communion will be pistachios and ginger beer. Thank you. You're not believers. Stay out of it. All that Annie. Ooh, I can't stand that. How you gonna go in the Bible and prove a point when you don't believe in it? So why are you in it? Then it's not for you. I don't be going around reading the daggone that other book, Satanic Bible. That ain't my book. And then they always say man wrote the Bible, right? Okay, so man wrote the Bible and you claim it's not a God. So if a man wrote the Bible, then you should believe in it because a man wrote it, right? A man wrote it. So it was a man writing it. It is true. I'm God. You got that right, Annie. Oh, you bet that part, and you can say that part again. You can say that again. I don't play around, honey. No, that's why I fast forward a lot of this.
All these characters and events in the Bible are symbolic to the zodiac sign and what is going on this planet for 6,000 years and what is to come. And that is why the back of the book is Revelations, which I have here. So Google states that right here, as y'all can see, type in Revelations definition on Google. Revelation, a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. Now, Revelations chapter 1 verse 9 states, I, John, who am also your friend and companion in this time of strife, was there at the island of Patmos for the word of God and the testimony of Jesus Christ. That is the revelation whoever wrote in the book of whoever just John character is in the Bible. John is saying that he was at the island of Patmos for the word of God. So in the beginning of the Bible, what was the word of God? The word of God was, let us make man in our image. So now in Revelations, which once again, Revelation, a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way, this knowledge of the Caucasian being created in Genesis, aka his origin and production, 6,101 years ago. I'm going to religion you. If you don't think you've been you've pledged a real allegiance, how many of your children go to school and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America? And we know damn well the United States of America don't give a fuck about you. They've been enslaving you since day one, and it's day 2 now, and you still getting enslaved. You've been religion. So if you know you've been religion through citizenship, the same person who religions you through citizenship, you don't think he religions you spiritually to himself? So that is the cause and effect of the Caucasian being created 6,000 years ago. The effect is him creating religion and distorting your mind and creating a matrilineal and patrilineal system, which I spoke of earlier. Now, I want to break people out of this continent because keep it on there. Let me go back right here. The Caucasian was created here, right? 4686 BC, aka 8,640 years around the celestial equator. We are now 15,101 years around the equator, aka in 2015. If you do the math, we have only went from 4086 BC to 20. To researchers, this ancient civilization could have practiced gold mining. Now, why is this important? Because
enjoy the ride, my dude.
Because we understand the teachings of the Anunnaki came here to do what? Mine fucking gold. Now, here's a map. Mupato, Africa, aka where this 200,000 civilization starts, versus Israel. Mupato, Africa, southeastern of the continent of Africa, basically South Africa, borderline all the way at the bottom. This is where this civilization starts. Anthropology will confirm this. Versus Israel, not even nowhere near in the vicinity, nowhere near. Look at this map right here. So Mupato, Africa on this globular map will be down here. Israel is way the fuck up here. Look how small this piece of land of Israel is. So you telling me that all these damn people from Asia, Africa, China, Russia, Australia, North America, South America, Central America, the Bahamas, Jamaica, all these motherfuckers came from this small ass piece of land? Show them the land again, Si. All these motherfuckers on all 7 continents, all these new islands they finding, the Sentinel Indians who won't let nobody come on their land, motherfucking Hawaii, the Philippines, all these motherfuckers come from Israel. Sit your ass down somewhere. No, they
No. So you wrong again. Israel is the part, as you see the yellow part, that's where our ancestors come from, which is right next to Africa, but that's really on the continent of Asia. But Israel is kind of special because it's if you look at one part of Israel, that yellow thing, half of it is on the Africa side. The other half of it is on the Israel side. But you got the half of it, as you see, I can't show, let me show you guys. I know how y'all see what it is. But this half right here, you see, that's in Africa. This is Africa. This side right, that's Africa. That's not, we're not in Asia yet. Some of that yellow is in Africa. And the other part of that yellow is in Asia. So we're not saying all of them people come from Israel. Get it together. You showing us a map, what you answering the goddamn question. We almost finished. We almost finished. Because you know, look where the dot is at. I fast forward majority of this because I was, you know, I need to go to sleep. I should have played the whole thing. But then my daggone thing would have kept on running because I'd have been knocked out. Well, let's go.
They come from here. This is why Africa is the motherland. And we migrated and branched out here. There was no such thing as a Homo sapien until the Mupato civilization was founded. So you Hebrew Israelite is what? A Homo sapien. And once upon a time, you were a Homo erectus. And your very genes were upgraded by our ancestors who founded this 200,000-year-old civilization. Now, with that being said, you don't believe aliens are real? Well, the President Putin of Russia, go on Google and type in Putin aliens or Putin issues warning for the defense of Earth versus Anunnaki. And it states, one article read, Russia orders Obama to tell the world about aliens or we will. Another article reads, Russia issues grave warning, prepare to defend the Earth from fallen angels. And if you click into this, it will say Anunnaki and it will say return. So the world fucking governments and New World Order is not about getting you to just follow them. It's all these corrupt motherfuckers who know they've been misleading the masses are trying to now defend themselves against the return of our ancestors. And this is why white people right now, elite white people, or Caucasians, I should say, they just want to go to Mars. Now they just want to go underground. Now their number one thing is just to flee the fucking Earth because the same people who founded that 200,000-year-old civilization has now fucking returned due to their 360-year cycle being now they are coming back into our atmosphere. So now this will be called Planet Nibiru, Planet X. You can go on Skype right now and see Planet X from.
Oh gosh. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. We finished with that. We are finished with that. But I just wanted to show you, Nature Boy was not Nature Boy then. He let Pharaoh dog him then. He's always had let Pharaoh dog him. He couldn't take Pharaoh then. He can't take Pharaoh now. But it doesn't take away both of them went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Both of them went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What happened? Power. That's what happened. People just sending them money just to send them money. They all cray-cray. They all really cray-cray. Them crazy. They both agents. We already know they're both agents because we still do not know Nature Boy's background. Y'all can say, oh, his background, and I won't be surprised if his real mother show up. I will not be surprised if Nature Boy mother come out the grave. I'm so serious. I won't be surprised if that lady come out the grave. Come to find out the lady was never in a grave. I won't be surprised if that lady is not in the grave. I will not be surprised. Y'all sit up there and y'all know from the jump that man is a liar. See, maybe they did not know he was a liar then when he said, oh, I got connections in Africa. We going to Africa. Now, we may not knew he was lying because at that point, that's his first appearance. But as time went by, nobody said, hey, why are you in the tropics? What happened to your connections in Africa. But like I said, at least here on this page, we know who Nature Boy is. So we don't have to sit up there and be like, why this and why that? Because Nature Boy said so when it comes down to them people. We don't change. We know we know what we dealing with. We dealing with a freaking monster. Now you see, now all these other pages and stuff, now they want to swing. We ain't swinging over here. Free baby jar is free. We may not like the four blind mice, but guess what? They're not getting beat on neither. Their bodies are finally healing. Their bodies is finally, Malaya body is really, really taking the time to heal from years of abuse. Nobody's not seeing the good in all of this. They're not seeing the good. See, he the one proclaimed he was God. And God had to show him who is God. So we may not care for the four blind mice, but God had to save them too. God had to save them too. God had to save them. God had to save the men. God had to save future people who was going to be hurt by them. Their backsides is all ran in and they hanging out. Their bodies was beat up bad. Now their bodies get to heal. They get to eat when they want to eat. They get to live a little bit. They happy in a way. But a lot of good came out of this. Whether you want to believe it or not. Yeah, I know the bishops is black. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't even really know the background. Your parents was born crackheads. First of all, in 80, in 82, in 81, there wasn't no crack on this end, first of all. It wasn't no crack. So, but let's just say you was a crackhead baby. They wasn't even testing you back then to see what's crack in your system when you had a baby. Because it wasn't out for them to even test you to see if it was crack in the system. But let's just say you telling the truth. Did they take you from your mother as a baby? Did you go to family members? Remember, you a newborn baby. Your family didn't take you. You know, then you claim you got a Haitian side. Them Haitians don't get down like that, Nature Nut. The Haitians don't get down like that. Especially in the 80s. It wasn't that, it was a lot of crackheads, but it wasn't no damn Haitians that was crackheads that I know about. There probably was some Haitians smoking crack, but them people came to this country to work. They came to work. They came to better from where they came from. So I don't know what mess he talking about, but them younger folks wouldn't know that. In the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, them West Indians, I'm just going to call them all West Indians at this point because you can pick whatever country you want to pick. They ain't come here to do no damn, they could have sold drugs, but they ain't come here to do no damn drugs. They, no. Anyway, we'll finish this tomorrow, guys. I thank all you guys for coming out. I thank you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get into that. That you got that right, Mika. Night, my Nick. I see you guys later. Peace out.